hee. Hoo hoo. Hello, gamer. Welcome. We are streaming. Um, Usually I try not to repeat too many games on Fridays. But I forgot that I had a psych appointment this morning, and so I didn't really have time to figure out something new. Um, I did see people having a really fun time with date everything, and so that was a consideration, but I don't own it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, we'll see. We'll see." But I figured I'd come back to good old Pokemon Violet because I do want to play more of it. I have a lot of fun when I play Pokemon Violet. Excuse me. And last time I found a shiny Spidops, and boy, did that alter my brain chemistry. And also, I just got a Tandemaus. Maushold or Tandemaus. I can't remember which one's the first evolution. And I'm very excited to play with it. Um, so that's what we're doing today. We're playing Pokemon, we're having fun. I got myself a little Dr. Peebus Zero dinosaur edition. Um, I got my funky old little fancy Switch 2, which is I guess the only appropriate way to play Violet now. I don't think I could see myself going back to uh the regular Switch. Um, I think my yeah, okay, hold on. My sound is too loud for me. Let me just hit him with the oh, my coffee keyboard now, which doesn't work that well. We were already having keyboard issues, and then I spilled coffee on it. Hello, and welcome. I am doing well. I had a good psych appointment. Um, Dora's been kittying about. I fed her some treat through the cat gate. Cat through the cat gate while Beans was right there, and it went just fine. And then Beans decided to run at her, and that was a little bit less fine, but it is what it is. Okay, wait, I just need to see. Oh my god, you can't see the game. Hold on. Hold on. Hold. Hold. Just realized. There we go. There we go. Goofy old me. Um, but I'm hoping that Dora will become better friends with Beans, even though Beans ran at her. Okay. Oh, I forgot we also got Lady Macbeth Salandit on here. But wait, no, we need to put our bestie Pepto-Abysmal out there. Oh god, my... Oop. Yeah, swap in. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, that's truly been my focus lately, is I want to more intentionally... Sorry, I'm like looking at what's going on the screen and like feeling confused. We're trying to more intentionally introduce the cats to each other. Especially now we have the better gate. Luxio, switch Pokemon. Oh, girl, you are so fine. It is okay. But now, we gotta put Pepto-Abysmal out there. Oh, let's go, girl! Yes! She is... Oh, I forgot that I could be more cinematic about this. Are we ready for these camera angles? Yeah, hell yeah. Actually, maybe I should move my face cam just up a little bit. So I'm right here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm presiding over my Mons now. We'll bug bite this Luxio. Oh, that looked more like a punch, girl. What you doing? All right, I'm hoping to get a couple levels into that little mouse duo we recruited. I can't remember what I was doing last I was playing, so let's see. That's not the button I'm looking for. Is this the button I'm looking for? Yes. Did I... Is this what I was... Is this what I set on my... Do I have a destination on my map? I don't think I do. Now, hold on. Alright. Because I think I defeated Iron Treads. Gosh, maybe I should have watched the end of my last stream to know what I'm doing. I think I'm just exploring around. Maybe we'll end up at this Pokestop and they can tell us what's up. Are we going up? Let's go up. I know I could be using Miraidon, but I kind of want to just leg it because I have better precision. I can avoid Pokemon I'm not trying to capture like this. Well, capture or fight. And actually, let's... Why do I have Lady Macbeth out front? Yeah, we want Pepto-Bismol there. So we can send her out, right? There we go. Get him, girl. That's right. Get him, girl. Oh, you going for that cloth? Yeah, oh my god, she is so powerful. Wait, I swear there was a sparkle over here. Ooh. Oh, look at a burn heal. Okay, come on. Come on, Pepto-Bismol. Let's keep going. Okay, wait. I think I need to... Inverted? No, this one. Inverted. Confirm. Yes. Okay, now is this going to move the way I expect it to? There we go. Alright, come on, Pepto-Bismol. We're going, baby. I guess we're going towards a place where there's more little mice for us to capture. Alrighty. Yeah, alright. Let's see where they point us to next. Or we could just send out our killer. That's right, Shuppet. Get knocked out. Hey, girl, yeah, heal up my Pokemon and then tell me where you think I should go. As long as it's not a dumb place that I shouldn't be going to. Alrighty. It is interesting to me that they never use the name that you gave your Pokemon to address your Pokemon at the Pokemon Center. I don't know where to go, girl. Help me. Team Stars Fighting Crew. Yeah, mark it on my map. Thank you. Okay, alright. What did she mark on our map here? Because I think I just returned to the city from whence I came. Right. Alright, where is it? Where did she... Huh? Huh? Girl? What is click? Minimap. Oh boy, okay. Hold on. On my map it says to go this way. Shall we blindly follow what the pink-haired woman told us to do? Yeah, me think so. Excuse me, Shuppet. Oh, actually, let's do this. In Natalie Life News, I tried to schedule a fun little birthday party for myself, for my family, and I was very excited because last year I forgot to do a birthday party for myself. I did one with my friends. I forgot to do a family one, and oh, hold on. I'm distracted by how loud this music is for me. Alright, that's better. But I figured, okay, why not have fun today? Have fun for this birthday. And then I got email after email saying like, oh, I'm so sorry, we can't make it that day. And I felt very disheartened. So I guess there's not much to the story. The end of the story is just Natalie needs to schedule birthday for a different day. I was just very disappointed. I wanted to have a good fun time. And planning is difficult for me. I don't know, it's overwhelming. I struggle with decisions. And so picking a date felt like the difficult decision, and now I'm gonna have to do it again. But I might just send out one of those scheduling polls. I don't know if you've ever seen that type of poll, but where you give options for like 3 or 4 days and like a range of times, and people can select the days and times that work for them, and then it'll compile them, and you can see the data. And thank you. My birthday is actually next month. It's on July 17th. Which actually, I don't know what day of the week it is, but I should totally do a birthday stream in which I don't know, do birthday things. I don't know what such birthday things I would do, but you know what? That's half the fun. All right, nope, nope, we do not need to fight this Rookity. Rookity, you are so out of your depth. Pepto-Bismol is going to pulverize. She just pulverized you, bud. She shot you out of the sky, no problem. Same with these Knackleys. Get out of the way. Nope, no thank you. So we are currently in a silly little canyon, and it's preventing us from going places. What's the... Ooh! Ooh! What is the flying button? Oh, it's B. I see. Anyway, we want all these goodies. Rare bone. Let's go, rare bone crew. Well, yes, I will be turning 27. And I don't know, I have a lot of weird feelings about turning 27. For some reason, turning 26 felt fine. Turning 27 almost feels like the end of the world to me. Like, I can't explain it. I can't say it makes any sense. Oh, look at us frickin' go, dude. Oh, yeah, check it out. That was cool. But I've been trying to work through that in my mind. Oh, businessman. Are you the client? Then you managed to bring the, sample that I contacted you about. Sample? What, are you looking for a piss sample? I don't think that's appropriate, man. Close your mouth. I don't know what level this area is. I just kind of entered it. 23, we're still over leveled. And we're gonna bite this bug. Oh, damn. Okay. Okay, girl. Oh, we almost took it out in one. It's pretty good. We'll headbutt it out of this guy. That's okay. Oh, not the wing attack again. Oh, Pepto-Bismol, you're getting hurt, girl. Be careful. He has a second Pokemon. We'll send someone else out. Houndoom. Yeah, we'll switch our Pokemon because I feel... Yeah, oh, no. Kabina's really over-leveled. I just noticed that they don't have, gender because it's two creatures. Shall we send in Anjali? What's an Anjali? She can handle it. We got Pink Squad over here. Come on, Pink Squad. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I've always loved Houndoom's design. It's good stuff. Like Scary Bone Dog, I'm into that. We'll rock smash it. Ooh, that's a strong Houndoom. Typical non-binary polycule. No, you're right. I mean, just wait till Kabina becomes 4 mice. It's great. We're into it. I'm actually excited for my little mice to evolve. Yep. Faint. Did we do it? Did we win? Oh shit! Another level! Krogunk. Metamore. What do you mean Metamore? What are you talking about? We'll send out Dora. Is that a term that I just don't know? It might be. I just noticed that this guy's name is Mario. That's amazing. Let's check in on our Meowscarada, Dora. Looking unimpressed as usual. Oh, I'm looking stressed, huh? Oh, partner's partner. Okay. Oh, I thought surely something I had would be very effective. Let me just hit him with the U-turn then. And I'll switch out to someone else. I wondered, maybe electric attack. if I had such a thing. I don't have such a thing. I can't send out the level 16 guy. Alright, Queen Gaga. It's time. You step on that frog. Yeah, there we go. You can control her, right? Okay, good. I got worried all of a sudden that I couldn't control level 39 Pokemon and that Queen Gaga was just gonna loaf around again. I defeated Mario the office worker. This feels like some sort of alternate timeline. What? You're the one who wanted to battle me. And also, what are you doing battling your clients in the first place? Like, come on, man. He's making business mistakes. Yeah, make that little sheepish little face. Okay, I know we're kind of going to our goal over here, but I do want to get that. Okay, it's a Rookidee. I thought it was something interesting for a second. Ooh, shade on the Rookidee! There is something interesting over here. I do think it's funny that in Scarlet Violet, and then to a even greater extent in Arceus, like, you are just in those battles with those Pokemon. Okay. Yeah, let's pull out the ominous black stake. It's fine. Okay, it crumbled and vanished. I'm sure that's a positive thing, right? Alright, we got a few more things to collect. See, here's my thing. I love Lechonk, but I'm less convinced by the Oinkalone, design. Oh, no, buddy. Do not run after me. We could do a quick look through of this field. Oh, it's perfectly on top of the enemy's Pokemon. Well then. Oh my god, they're coming for me! What I was gonna say is I just want to do a quick ride through this field because I have heard talk that the shiny Lechonk is pink, and no shade to Adult Man, my non-shiny Lechonk that has evolved into Oinkalone, but I would absolutely nab the shiny Lechonk and give it is it an Everstone to keep it from evolving, and just live my best life. Because a pink Lechonk is better than anything I could hope for. Alright, and there's a bunch of Pommies. I got a Tomato Berry. Hi, fellas. There's a lot of Pokemon coming for me right now, including a Gulpin, and I'm not interested in the Gulpin. Nope. Alright, we will find, I'd say greener pastures, but this is pretty fucking green out here. Alright, this is generally the direction we need to go in, yeah? Yep. Okay, it's off that cliff. I wonder if that's the thing we're working towards. You know, that big stadium type looking thing? So yeah, let's... Whoosh. Let's see. Oh, this is also a field of Lechonk. That's great. I love that we can just very gently glide down. Lovely. Yeah, let's do this raid. Let's do it. It might be an interesting Pokemon. Who knows? Oh, it's just a Teddy Ursa. We can do it. Shiny Spidops would never let us down. Pepto-Bismol is powerful. She's confident. She's a total slay. I've really come around on her. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I used to think she was really ugly, and now I'm more into her design. Probably because I have one on my team and she's pink. Alright, let's see what we can do to destroy this Teddy Ursa. Probably just Bug Bite, huh? I never go into these things with a type matchup in mind. Like, should I do that? Probably. But we haven't really reached a stage in the game where it really matters. Like, the battles aren't difficult enough for me to need to be that strategic. Maybe we'll get there, but I haven't played that much of this game yet. There we go. What do you mean you're not dead yet? Are you living on a dream? There we go. Teddy Ursa has always been a cutie. And I do love that it evolves into an absolute beast with Ursaring. Oh man, the entire animation budget went into these singular sparkles. Painstakingly rendered. The environment, who cares about the environment? We got fucking full texture. Oh boy. I'm realizing I could probably jam those mice full of candies. And then they'd be the appropriate level to use in battle. Yeah, alright, let's feed our little guys some candy. Let me just make sure I'm not about to be ambushed by some rogue mons. You. Is it in here? In here. Oh, well, I have only a few medium. I'm gonna use one and see what that does for them. Just one level. Ooh. Bullet seed. I do not know this bullet seed. Shooting seeds at the target. The move hits 2 to 5 times in a row. What do we have right now? Tandem mouse. Double hit. Target is hit twice in a row. Superfang. Oh, it cuts the target's HP in half. It's pretty interesting. I'm interested in that. That feels like a good opening move. Helping Hand. Echoed Voice. Meh. So, I'm gonna choose to forget Helping Hand. Yeah, and learn Bullet Seed. And then we're gonna give 10. We're gonna give 10 of these small candies and just live. That was 6 levels. Okay. That's pretty good. Encore. Compels the target to keep using the move it encored for 3 turns. Oh, I'm sorry, Dora. Apparently me making that sound startled Dora, and she lifted her head and slammed it into the monitor above her. Oh, you okay, baby? We're not going to bother with. Actually, Encore, I'm more likely to use than Echoed Voice, so we'll do that. Oh, Play Rough. Yeah. We want Play Rough. Yeah. Instead of Encore. Absolutely. I feel like Kabina's gonna be an absolute beast. Pardon me, because now that I've seen that there are little dots on things, I'm just gonna clear them away. Maybe this is the exposure therapy that was spoken of, that they're like, you know what, why don't you try not giving into these impulses? But this one feels fairly, what word am I looking for? Innocuous? It also might do me well to know what I have in here. Like if I need to teach any of my Pokemon other moves, know what I have. Because I don't have electric, any Pokemon with electric moves, and that might be important type coverage for the future. Although, really, truthfully, I'm not thinking about type coverage right now. I'm just thinking about how to make the cuntiest team. No judgment. We listen, we don't judge. Although, you know, you can judge, just don't be mean. There's levels of judgment. Small olive oil makes me really uncomfortable. I don't like that. Oh, I have a ton of Gimme Ghoul coins. I'm impressed. All these things I can sell to the unimportant things. Also, I make sure to keep an incredible stock of ingredients so that I can make any sandwich I choose, even though I haven't really bothered to understand how the sandwich mechanic affects my gameplay, simply because I find it incredibly overwhelming. And sometimes when things are overwhelming, I avoid them. Alrighty. Let us pursue our marked goal. And I'm gonna walk. Sorry, I thought I saw something glowing. Oh! Look at him. He woke up. He was sleeping. You little sleeping Lechonk. Also, let me know if you see a pink Lechonk and I just happen to miss it. Because if I found a shiny Lechonk, I would lose my shit. I would want to chug this Dr. Peebus, and then I would fail, and then I would burp, and I'd be embarrassed. The Bramblin' Man! Yeah! You were born a Bramblin' Man, weren't you? Okay. Oh, I'm super over leveled for this guy. I don't need to worry. I was like, oh, maybe I should change into my Salandit. It didn't matter. Bramblin had no shot. Valentine, what are you doing out here with only one Pokemon? The first thing they should be teaching in this Pokemon Academy is to have 5 Pokemon with you as soon as you can and at all times. Oh god. The Lechonk. Is it Lechonks or Lechonk? Anyway, the Lechonks are rising up against me. They know that I seek their color changed brethren. Thank you for keeping your eyes peeled. Alright. Ether! Oh shit! Look at this herd. This herd of Taurus is really intimidating. Damn! They look cool as hell with their Paldean coloring. That's cool. I'm into it. Is this just a Dunsparce or a Dunsparce? I can't tell. Because I know the Dunsparce. Oh, it's Meowth! It's Meowth. The Dunsparce has an extra, like, segment. He's, like, extra thoraxed up or whatever. You know, when you're extra thoraxed up on a Friday afternoon? Oh, it's a really bad joke. I don't know why I'm finding it so funny. Yeah. What's up, Meowth? Oh, he got a little dragon headpiece. Alright, we're gonna bug bite you, bud. See how you feel about that? Ooh, ouch. Ooh, that wasn't great. Dragon? Dragon, are we alive? Are we well? Who are you here with? Who are you here with? I need to know. A mandatory puzzle? What do you mean mandatory puzzle? Then super steeped coffee? Explain yourself. Oh, Mandalorian puzzle. I was like, mandatory puzzles. Now that sounds like a cause for rebellion, if I ever heard one. I don't like to be forced to puzzle. I puzzle only at my own will. No, you're right. You're right. I often struggle with... I keep typing A's where I mean to type S's when I'm using my phone. And I'm like, these aren't that big. Yeah, exactly. Choose your own puzzles, but puzzle your enemies. I like this as a way of life. Whoa! This Meowth is microdosing on tiny shrooms. Dude! This Meowth is cooler than I have ever been. Wish I could be microdosing on tiny shrooms. Hehehe, Meowth. I have been entertaining, a cat-only run of a Pokemon game. Whenever I think about doing things like that, I worry that I've limited myself too much. But I might do it. It might be fun. I don't know what Pokemon are in Arceus, but I do want to play Arceus, so maybe that'll be the one. I wonder if tiny shrooms make bigger highs. Oh, excuse me. I always want to be drinking a soda on stream, and then I'm like, oh no, why is it making me burp? It's a carbonated drink. Carbonated drink. It is what it is. There we go. Ah, I see. Right, because typically if a scorpion has big old claws, it means that it don't have that much poison. But if it has tiny little claws, it's probably... Sorry, venom. It's probably real frickin' venomous and you should avoid it. Like the rule of thumb, just because if it's got big claws, generally speaking, it means it needs to have big claws to crush its prey. I know it's one of those general rule of thumb that it's a thing that's a general trend but isn't necessarily true, because what do you do if a scorpion seems perfectly proportioned? But also, I don't think I ever want to find myself in a situation where I'm trying to assess the relative danger level of an entire scorpion. Like, that sounds inadvisable. What do you mean that didn't warm you up at all? Do some freaking jumping jacks, man. You look like a man who enjoys burpees, like enjoys them in a nasty freak kind of way. And I don't think I appreciate that. Like, I'm here for the fit. I like the fit, but I don't like your vibe. So, goodbye. Alright, onwards. Oh, it's Flamigo! Look at that. Oh, hold on. Do you think we can ford this river on our Miraidon? Okay, okay. Boop, boop. Let's go! And I know that's technically not fording the river because I just jumped over. Oh! The Cyclozar just came for my life. Oh my god. Is it Cyclozar or Cyclozar? Cyclozar? You need to calm down, man. He like zoomed across the world to get me. And yes, this is correct. If you get got by a scorpion, see a hospital regardless of claw size. It's not about claw size. I don't know why I say that like I'm a Bostonian. I'm not. Yeah, that Cyclozar was like oh my god, I'm sorry. Look at the silly little. Did you see the silly little walk that Flamigo was doing with its head all the way up? What was that? She is so me. Oh yeah, play rough. We love to learn play rough. But what do we have? Metal Claw, Brutal Swing, Rock Smash, Raining Kiss, Play Rough. No, we're gonna in favor of we're in favor of Play Rough. I don't understand your joke, Dragon. Also, yes, meds check. Have y'all taken your meds? I've taken my meds. I'm generally pretty good about that because I've made it part of my cat feeding routine. So I reach for the oh god, those cycles are. I reach for the cat food and I go, no. I should take care of myself first, so I take my meds. And then I feed Miss Dora. Alright. Ooh. Should I find a way around this river or to just go through it? Oh god, I forgot that you're still moving into your new place. Yeah. I can imagine that would wreak havoc upon my routines as well if I was moving around and had half my stuff one place, half my stuff another place. Alright, we're just gonna do some mountain walking, some crater crawling. Crater crawling, yes. It's my favorite hobby. Crater crawling. Oh shit, that is so many basculin in that river. Do not swim in that river. Those basculin will mess you up. Actually, yeah, we should see what that's all about. That in the distance. Oh, look at us, slowpokes. I love Slowpoke. Slowpoke's my bestie. He's just such a vibe, such a mood. Truly has his priorities in check. Oh, I got an Ultra Ball? I don't know if I can purchase Ultra Balls in the shop yet. Whoa! I see! This is apparently not where I'm being led. Have I been here? I don't think I've been here, right? Apparently there's a road I can take, but my destination appears to be in that direction. Hold on, let's open up the map and see where we're being guided. I don't know where oh, all the way over here. It's Starfall Street. So what am I next to? Oh, I'm next to Iono. Does it tell me anything about the typical level? Okay, well, you know what? We are just gonna follow our current plan. We're gonna go to where we've been told to go. And we can come back for Iono. I think Iono's design is really cute. I hate kind of all the well, maybe we're meant to go through through Iono before we get there. Alright, fine, we'll go see her. She's adorable. I love her silly little gimmick. I mean, I think I know what her gimmick is. I don't know, seems cool. Could we fly over there? Sir? I didn't even see you there. Magnemite. I'm gonna bite you. What you gonna do about it? Ooh. He's gonna be okay, actually. He's fine. He doesn't care about me. Now I'm paralyzed. Pepto-Bismol, don't worry. I'll crush this guy. It's not gonna be an issue. Oh. No! Come on, Magnemite. You want to be part of the team? Well, I don't know if I'll put Magnemite on the team, actually. I just want to catch it because I don't think I have one in my Pokedex, and... Oh, my god! This Magnemite is feisty. You are so feisty, bud. Here, do you want an Ultra Ball? I have one Ultra Ball. You best enjoy it. Because that's the only one you're going to get. There we go. All it took was my only Ultra Ball that I found out in this field. Oh, and Kabina is leveled up. Yep, that's new to our Pokedex. We're not given a nickname, we're sending to boxes. I feel like I felt a phantom Pokemon run through me just now. Yep, we are gonna ignore that. We're just gonna keep going. Have I fought that man? Hello? Or lady? That individual? I don't think I have. Hello? I do have a Terra Orb. What, and this means we need to battle? Okay, Rosario. Oh, she's got a cute little Oricorio. It's the Battle of the Divas. Alright, girl. I'm gonna headbutt you. But I'm also paralyzed. Oricorio is moving. He's schmoving. We need to change Pokemon. Oh, we know what would be effective against Oricorio, and it's nothing that we have. We're gonna send out Lady Gaga so we can Psybeam. We can Psybeam this bird. Because clearly Queen Gaga is the superior bird. Oh! Yeah, look at her. She is so fabulous. And also, ooh, kind of terrifying. Oh my god. Oh my god, girl. Psybeam that bird. Oh, I didn't even notice that her eyes glow when she uses psychic moves. Wow. Ooh. Houndoom. I think Rock Smash was effective against Houndoom, if I'm recalling correctly from my very fresh Houndoom battle. Come on, Angeli. You can do it. There we go. Yes, my memory proved accurate. Uh-oh, this Houndoom might take us out, though. Ooh, we held on. We held on. We're gonna be okay. Oh, I'm realizing all the stats are on the wrong side. There we go. I think this Rock Smash should do it. Yes, I was gonna say, unless this Houndoom has a Focus Sash. Focus? Yeah, I think it's Focus Sash. Alright, girl, who else you got? No one. Uh-oh, I think Lady Gaga just leveled up out of my realm of control. I need I need to get another gym badge. Oh! Hey, bud! I got another Gimme Ghoul coin. I've heard that it can be very difficult and annoying to get all the Gimme Ghoul coins if you're going for them. But so far, I have been pleased by all of the Gimme Ghoul, by all the Gimme Ghouls that I've happened upon. Ooh, hold up. We're gonna very gently descend. There we go. Because we found a, it's just a Great Ball. Alrighty. We're gonna zoom up this way. There's so much stuff in this grass. I thought there was a... I was so sure that I saw something. There's just so much stuff between me and the city. Oh, nope, that's not what I meant to do. I'm out here just flying. What? I mean, maybe this is what I saw earlier. I do not know. Boop. Oop, I almost fell into the river. Careful, careful. Ugh. All right. All right, we're fine. We're fine. There was another man to battle. Let me beeline for the road. I think perhaps that might prove helpful. Is that a child? Hello, child. Do you wish to battle? Okay. Oh, she wants to become like Missy Nemona. I can't remember what happens if you collect all of the Gimme Ghoul coins. I don't know if that's a requirement to have a Gimme Ghoul or to evolve Gimme Ghoul into Golden Go. My memory is fuzzy. I'll say this much. We're gonna bite this bear. Oops, we have perished. I forgot that we were low on HP. That's on me. Evie is dreaming. Aw, baby. Aw, cutie pie. All right, Lady Macbeth. I need your strength, girl. We're gonna hit Cubchoo with the Incinerate. Oh shit. That Taurus was feeling aggressive. Honestly, I'm hoping Lady Macbeth will evolve soon. She needs to reach her final form. Oh, I defeated the child. Great. Oh, buddy, you are so young. You have plenty of time to grow and become stronger and learn even more and become the person you aspire to become. It'll be okay. You'll do it. Excuse me. Right, hold on. Let's do a little picnic. Actually, let's revive Pepto-Bismol first. And then we'll do a little picnic. Alright, oop. Picnic. What do you mean there's not quite enough space? What do you mean there's not enough space? What are you talking about? I'm in a fucking field. Buddy? What could you possibly mean right now? Am I too close to the road? I'm kind of irate. Just a little. I'm just a little bit irate. Oh, it's not even that much of a slope. Oh, there's a Cyclizar. We gotta steer clear of that Cyclizar. He's coming for our ass. I guess we can't picnic over here. Because it's just too dang hilly. Alright. You don't want to what? What do you not want? You don't want to do your job? I mean, I feel that. Christian the office worker. What kind of office do you work in, man? Like, do you got transferable skills? Oh my god, his Pokemon is a Klefki. I've never seen something more fitting than Klefki as a Pokemon for an office worker. We're gonna start off with a little Bug Bite. Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. I figured it wouldn't be effective, but I didn't think it would be that bad. I do not know what is effective against metal key rings. In truth. Forsooth, I have no idea. Let's send out good old Dora. I realize he's also a grass type. That was probably the wrong thing to do, but yeah, she can do whatever she wants. Fairy Wind. Super effective, but I'm super over-leveled, so it didn't even matter. We're gonna hit him with the Night Slash. Not very effective. That's okay. I don't feel the need to, like, do this battle well. What does Fairy Lock do? Oh, no one will be able to run away. Girl, are you trying to lock yourself into battle? I need to figure out what does well against metal. Steel type, rather. It's not metal type. What am I, a goofy goober? It's okay, dude. You meanie head? I haven't heard that one before. No one's ever called me a meanie head. You think electric? That would make sense. I would do a quick Google, but I'm trying to not Google on stream. Yes, I've been having nice battles. You got prizes for me? Oh, once I defeat 6 trainers. Okay. Hello, Discount Nurse Joy. Can you heal my Pokemon? It's one of Nurse Joy's many nieces. I don't think we can call them sisters anymore. Beautiful. Can I get some Pokeballs, my guy? Actually, let's sell all of our little microdosing mushrooms first. All of the tiny mushrooms. And, oh, bulk sell. You, yes. All of this, wait, all of this Stardust? That's gonna give us so much money. And then Pretty Feathers, Rare Bones. Hell yeah. 25,000. That's pretty fucking good, man. Alright. Yeah, I'd like to buy. Do we have Ultra Balls yet? No? Damn. Okay. I guess we'll just nab, what, 11 Great Balls? 11 Great Balls. Heal Ball, Net Ball, Repeat Ball, Nest. You know what? I feel like I want to grab a few Net Balls. I have 22. Never mind. I don't need to grab anything. I'm good, thanks. I mean, you can't say I'm not consistent. I probably was like, oh, I should grab some Net Balls last time I was at the Poke Shop. Sheik Kebab. Ooh, the grilled rice balls look so good. I need to figure out what the powers do. I wonder if this city has any, like, special ingredients I can grab. This looks like a place... Ooh, fillings and accessories? Alright, let's see. These are all things we have. Cream peanut butter, that's new. Can we make a PB&J for our critters? I'm into that. Marmalade? Yeah, dude. We can have a Paddington Bear moment. We can harm for the marm. Blue Pokeball pick. Ooh. We have a few bougie sandwiches with a gold pick. I'm into that. Heroic sword. That's a lot of money, but I have a lot of money. Yeah, magical star. Magical heart. Yes. Parasol. I'm gonna get one of these. That's less interesting. Winking Pika, Smiling V. Dude. We got so many things. Ooh, Spam Onigiri. That sounds like it's good. I think that's actually like, it's one of those flavors that, I'm trying to find the word. It's like a typical onigiri flavor. You put some sort of ham or like salty meat in the center. We're checking for new ingredients. Basil. Fried fillet. Apparently I have so many fried fillets. Damn. Fillet of what exactly? That's what I'd like to know. Another one I know that people really like is tuna mayo as an onigiri filling. I have never had a tuna mayo onigiri. Mostly because I find tuna to have a really strong odor. Ooh. Surf! Yes. I'm gonna be so real, I'm already kind of turned around in the city. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I've been and where I haven't been. What do we got here? Can I go in here? No? Alrighty. Sir, stop on by. Don't be shy. Sure. That is so cute. Oh my god! A little Pommy! I'm gonna be real, I've never seen a Caesar salad with cherry tomatoes in it. That feels really strange to me. Yeah, it does. It sounds really weird. Oh, and this is a little love disc decoration. Oh, that's cute. This makes me want actual like lemon gelato in the shape of Pikachu. As it stands, I don't need that. I don't need to do that. I wish it was a little bit clearer what I was purchasing. This is just a tights and socks shop. That's crazy. Okay. I need to find a cooler outfit before I can actually buy tights or socks. Like, this looks like it's just shoes. This one looks like it's hats. Guys, this might be information I just don't have about this game, but can I ever change out of my uniform? Is that possible? Or am I just stuck in my stupid little uniform? Which, truth be told, is cute, but also it's just a uniform. I'm in Iono's town. I should be able to have cute clothes. Ooh, can we get a cute thermos for our... Yes, there we go. Spooky tablecloth? Yeah. I'll spend all my money. Ooh, we can get a gold bottle. I didn't realize how expensive it was, but we're gonna get a gold bottle and a gold cup and just have no money left. Oh, I could change out of the uniform? Perfect. I guess I just need to find the right shops. Aha. Okay. Okay. There's hope. There is hope. Wise glasses. Alrighty. Hold on. This is bags. Don't care about the bags. What? This looks very fancy. Whoa! It is fancy. It's a place without images. Oh, this town. Oh, that kid had a Rotom. Or a Rotom. Look at that. That's crazy. Kid, I am also lost. Do you want to walk together? What do you got? Oh, he's got a giant coffee. Cute. That is very kid-coded. Alright. I guess I haven't found the clothings I desire. Well, I mean, this is probably the place where I get my little gym challenge, so let's go check that out. Oh! Oh, hey, Claude! I saw you going into the gym and came running. Listen, I'm really sorry I couldn't battle you last time we ran into each other. Wait, don't get me wrong. I didn't chase you down just to battle you. Then again, I guess I wouldn't mind a battle or anything if you wanted to. What do you say? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, Nimona. Yes, battle time! You and me, Claude. Wait, hold on. I want to be sure to pick the right Pokemon for where you're at in your journey. Sorry, give me a sec to fine-tune my team, then we can battle. In fact, while you're waiting, go ahead and take on the gym. Oh, does that mean that she was far too powerful for me in this moment? Uh-oh. Are we about to get our asses handed to us? The Levincia gym? Yes, that is my name. Great. Now in order to face gym leader Iono, you'll first need to pass a gym test. Starring in one of Iono's streams! Ooh. Iono's a streamer as well as a gym leader, so we want you to dazzle our audience with your skills and rack up those subscriptions. Oh, I cannot make any promises about subscriptions. That's that's something else right now. Just head outside and you'll soon find out what you need to do. Now get out there and have fun. Alright, sir. Will do. I'm going outside. I'm doing it. Somebody hit me up with, like, oh, what's the name of that? The Bang energy drink sponsor deal. The Iono Zone. Oh. Oh. There she is. Hey, hey, hey! Your eyeballs are mine! Caught in my electro web! What's it? Yo no, I'm the gym leader here. Hello, hello, hola. Ciao and bonjour. I'm gonna say hello, hello, hola, ciao and bonjour. Oh snap! Look at you! Already a master of Ionoese! Not your first rodeo then, eh? And I hope this doesn't come as too much of a surprise, but you're being broadcast live to the world right now. Smile! Anywho, Challenger, thanks for coming out to the Levincia gym to see me. Her design is like almost really good. I feel like it's almost there. Oh, game sound is super quiet. I can fix that. I can fix that. Super quiet. All right. You have to tell me how this is. I raised it by about 7 decibels. I'm super happy you're here, but I'm also a bit of a celeb, you know? I'm all kinds of busy. So I can't collab with you unless I know you can bring in those sweet, sweet viewer I gotta make sure you can bring some real passion to my stream. Yo ho ho ho. Excuse me. So what I was saying about her design is that I love what they've done with her hair and her eyes. It's just her outfit that the idea is fun, but then in practice it looks far too goofy, in my opinion. Hopefully we'll see the whole thing in a sec. Oh, you're visiting your family for the holidays. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello and hanging out. I hope you have a great time with your family. I will absolutely have a great time with Pokemon, so. And so, if you want to battle me, you're gonna have to help me make this live stream a viral hit first. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Bro, don't you know I'm trying? I'm out here trying, man. I can tell you just can't wait to get started. Well, well, well then. Allow me to explain the plan. Come on out, Mr. Walksabout. Mr. Walksabout? I'll be real, I thought it was gonna be a Mr. Mime. I thought she was gonna have like a whole parade of Mr. Mimes come out to help her. Oh, Claude, what a coincidence meeting you here. Say what? You guys know each other or something? This here dude had a real aura about him when he was walking down the street, so I snatched him up from my dealio here. You are, too kind. Well, anywho, Claude, since you're today's challenger, I'm about to have you play hide and seek with Mr. Walksabout here. Look for the good gentleman using the street surveillance camera. Find him 3 times and you can consider this gym test passed. We need a better name for this challenge though. I'll call it... Where in Levincia is Mr. Walksabout? So I'm playing observation duty, but with a gay old man. I mean, he's giving me gay energy is all I'm saying. You think the title's safe? There's nothing iffy about it or anything, right? Ah, whatevs. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go. Get ready to hide, Mr. Walksabout. I feel that I owe the Pokemon League for many a past favor, so I'm more than happy to help. Do bear with me as I try my best in my allocated role. Nyum! He's running. Mayhap our dapper gentleman is ready. Hey, Mr. Walksabout, you good to go? Yes, I am. Ready he be. Mr. Walksabout is hiding somewhere in this video feed, friendo. Bro, he's sitting at the table. Open those eyes wide like a Magnemite and get to searching. Ready or not, here our challenger comes. Girl, he's right there. Okay. He is right there. Oh dear, it seems you found me. Yeah, dude, you're not even behind a wall or anything. Our challenger has found Mr. Walksabout. Awesome, you did it. You're one cool kid. Well then, before we move on to the next round, let's make things a little more interesting. You get to have a battle with one of my fans. Get out here, you silly Pokemaniac. Okay. Alright, Iono Squad. I am kind of obsessed with the vests that the Pokemaniacs wear in this game. They're freaking wild. I feel like somebody in the online, like, knitting or crocheting or sewing community has made one of those vests. That feels like fun. I guess we can bug bite you. I am so overleveled. Oh, hell man. That's not an expression. Oh, hell man. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, sorry, dude. Yep, Iono hype squad forever or whatever. And you win! Well done, Challenger Friendo. Time for a change of scenery. Is this what they think streamers are like? I'm certainly not like this. I could be, but I think I would fizzle out in like 17 minutes at most. Here we go! The next stage for my totally rad test! Everyone loves it. It's the Pokemon Center. Mr. Walksabout is once again hiding in the feed some places. Panic! Ah! Find him quick! Bro, he's standing behind... He's right there. He is simply right there. Oh, here I thought I had blended into my surroundings quite well. You didn't. You're just standing there, man. Mr. Walksabout has been found once again! Yes! I knew you were something special. Let's spice things up again before moving on to ye old next round. That's right! It's another Pokemon battle. Get out of here, Pokemaniac pal. It's the same man! Why is it the same man? Except his name is Michael this time. Oh, not a Tynamo. He's so little. Oh. You gonna school, bud? You gonna school? Honestly, I want to change to Angeli to, I think, Rock Smash might be a better bet. I don't know why, that's what my gut tells me. It just is what it is, a gut feeling. Ooh, Thunder Wave. Alright, we're paralyzed. Hopefully we'll fight through that and it'll be okay. Oh, Rock Smash is just effective. I didn't realize that I knew what would be effective or not against this little guy. Alright then. Yeah, that's not bad. And then his defense is bad. We'll just do the same thing again. Oh, Angelique, good work, girl! Hell yeah. I really do want to have another picnic with my Pokemon pals, though. So probably after this gym, we'll do a picnic. Now, hold on. Am I crazy? Or did Tandemaus evolve? Wait, what? When the hell did Tandemaus become out? What? How did I miss this? Tandemaus evolved into maushold and I didn't notice? What? 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 Look at our maushold. Oh, I love maushold. Oh. I got so caught up in that I forgot everything I was doing just now. Alright, Flaffy. We're gonna play rough with you. Two pink divas playing. Oh, Flaffy, no. Cotton Spore. Ooh, okay. We're gonna play rough again. Damn, Flaffy. I'm sorry to have to take you down like that. How did I not notice Tandemaus evolving? When the hell did that happen? Did I button mash through it? Yeah, because I don't remember encountering the screen. I'm gonna have to go through my VOD after stream today and see when it happened. Because now our Salandit is evolving. And we're not gonna question this design at all. Salazzle design, totally not weird. It's not super weird at all. She's not disturbing, she doesn't scare me. She scares me a lot. Oh god, she scares me so much. She should not exist, but it's okay. You wanna... Fire Lash? Oh god. Burning Lash. Lowers the target's defense stat. We're gonna get rid of Nasty Plot. I know it's a good setup move, but I often forget to use setup moves. Particularly because, I don't know, for now it is not necessary. And you win! Well done, Challenger Friendo! There's no stopping you. Master of Seekin' and Master of Battlin'. Excuse me. You're the real deal! Alright then. Guess I'll stop drinking my soda because it's just killing me. Time for a change of scenery. So last stage will be this place right here. Battle Court, where battles are a-raging. Can you find our Mr. Walksabout among these randos? Let's find out. Ready, go! He's on the right side of the screen. Boop. My, admirably done. I hope you will find your treasure in your independent study with just as much ease. Buddy, if you're just sitting somewhere on the screen, I will see you. I got them peepers, and I was gonna say enhanced peepers, but they're not enhanced. This just makes it so I can see, like, any other normal guy. Whoa, my subscribers numbers are on the rise like super fast electrons crawling out of the ocean. Oh, if only I could say the same. Woe is me, etc., etc. I'm still having fun, though. I mean, congratulations on passing my gym test. Diggity dang, what a good time, huh? You had people on the edge of their seats worldwide. I bet I could have some super rad streams by collabing with you, Claude. So hey, when you're ready, just hit up my lobby staff. I'll get you all set up to collab with me lickety-split. I'll be ready to go whenevs. Okay, girl, I'll see you. We passed our find Mr. Walksabout and battle some random Pokemaniacs gym test. Here's the thing. He's an electric type gym, and I'm out here with a Spidops, a maushold, a Meowscarada, a bird whose name I forget, a hammer chick whose name I forget, and the terrible lizard. I don't know if this is the optimal team. However, we're gonna try it anyway, right now, immediately. I'm sure the terrible lizard, the terrible lizard can pull some weight. Yep, I'm ready. Supercharged streamer. She probably has a contract with Bang Energy. I don't. And I don't have a contract with Dr. Peebus Zero, but I sure am enjoying my drink. See what I mean by how her like design is like so close? Like it's such a good design, but then it just something about the shape of the coat doesn't quite work in my, you know, lofty, important opinion. But I really am in love with her hair. I simply can't do the voice I gave her anymore, though. Ah, oh, man. I don't want you to have my eyeballs, though. I gotta keep those. Like, she's got great eyeballs. I don't know why she's taking everyone else's. It's also, I feel like it would have been cool if they'd fully voiced the segment with her, just to fully commit to the bit that she's a streamer. Like, just her. None of the other gym leaders. No, camera's in my face! How am I feeling about this battle? I'm ready to do my best. Yes, I'm a straight talker, but squiggly lover. What the fuck? Girl, if you mean gay, just say gay. Oh god, alright. Oh, I love the pop-up that was Electro King gave $5,000. That's really funny. Yeah, Iono, you need a different jacket. The jacket's, I think the jacket's what's making me really mad about her design. It's ugly. Yep, we're gonna find out how strong I am. Little... Oh, that's silly. Oh, it's a little guy. I love him. What is he? Give me a battle that'll electrify all my viewers. Your viewer battles. Waterel. She is very cute. We're gonna hit him with the bug bite. And you're gonna hit me with the pluck, that's fine. It's a critical hit. How over leveled am I? Hold on. 23 and I'm level 34, that's crazy. We're just gonna bug bite this guy again. We should send out Maushold then, because Maushold's at a more appropriate level for this battle. I just noticed the ads in the background. They're very cute. Belly Bolt. I mean, yeah, let's send out Maushold. We need to build some trust with this gang of 4 mice called Cabina. Oh, they're so cute. We're gonna play rough. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, it charges power. No! Maushold, watch out! Oh no, Cabina! Bullet Seed? Yes, work together! Again! 3 more times, come on! Alright, we got 3. Come on. Go again. Dang it. I thought maybe we'd get 4 or 5. Oh, shit. Alright, Maushold, you did a great job. We are going to go for Angeli. Yeah, return Cabina. I forget that I gave Maushold a name. Yep. Angeli, take him down. Good job! We are going to do Brutal Swing. Ooh, it didn't do that much, huh? Don't use Spark? Damn, Angeli is really something else. She can avoid moves like nobody's business. She's agile. That's the word I was looking for. She's very agile. Luxio. You know what? We're gonna send in Lady Macbeth. We're gonna give her some screen time. And truthfully, the only reason I'm winning this battle is because my Pokemon are of high level. Oh my god, why is she standing like that? Oh. We're gonna Fire Lash. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. I might have to take this bitch off my team. She's really scaring me. She's really, oh god. Oh, why? I knew, but I didn't know. You know what I mean? I knew it was unfortunate. I didn't think it was so abysmal. Ms. Magius? Let's send in Queen Gaga. Queen Gaga will take care of this for us. Because Queen Gaga is cool. She would never make us uncomfortable the way Lady Macbeth has made us uncomfortable. There we go. Oh no, this isn't good. Loyal fans, I need to hear you cheering. Alright, Miss Magius. Psybeam. Come forth, shiny shiny little light bulb. Oh, you're terrestrializing your Pokemon. Okay. Alright, big old light bulb looking ass. I'm still gonna get you. With my Psybeam. Oh, another Confuse Ray. Oh. Ugh. Oh, I hate Confuse Ray. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna Terrastalize and we're gonna Psybeam. We're gonna try to make it work. Like, if she hits herself in her confusion, so be it. I think Queen Gaga can handle it. Also, the giant eyeball on top of her head is amazing. I would not want to be standing across from her right now. Yes! Queen Gaga, You are everything, baby. Everything. Oh, killer. Whoa, 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 whoa. So the gimmick in this game is terastallizing. So, I don't know if you remember how in Sword and Shield you could do Gigantamax where your Pokemon gets extra large in battle and you can only do it like once for a certain amount of turns and that kind of stuff. In this game, you terastallize, and the idea is you can find Pokemon in the wild that their Terra forms have a different typing than their original forms, if I'm recalling correctly. So it can give you like an advantage in battle, and just that's the way the gimmick looks. You're all like crystally and sparkly, and you got a big old fang on top of your head that indicates what your type is. Thanks, bud. I love that her little hair accessories may or may not be alive. I can't tell. Yes, I did. I came out victorious. You're both so strong. I hate to say it, but I lost. Thanks for cheering me on anywho, loyal fans. Well then, what does our challenger get for beating me, the lean, mean, streaming queen? I'll tell you, Claude, you win a gym badge. Wahoo! Wahoo! Screen cap this quick. This will be a shot you'll want to save in your brain spaces forever. Oh, dude. Okay. Okay. Sure. I wish I liked her more than I did. Anyway. For TM. Yep. Give me the TM. Volt switch. Best viewers on streamboo.com. Bruh. Beep, 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 beep. One thing that's nice about streaming a Switch game is that I could just do stuff on my computer with my like mouse and I don't have to click back into my game stream. It's nice. If any of you found our electrifying battle to be shocking, we'll smash that subscribe button. Yeah, guys. If you found our electrifying battle to be shocking, we could smash the subscribe button. Your eyeballs are mine, etc. I do think that is a funny thing to say. Your eyeballs are mine. I will lay no claim to your eyeballs, so rest assured. Oh, Gita! Another gym leader defeated. Well done. Rika informed me that there was an unusual trainer worth keeping an eye on. It seems she meant you. I'd guessed as much. I had the pleasure of observing your last match. I was impressed by the fantastic skill you showed. Girl, it's called being over-leveled. If you manage to keep your momentum and achieve champion rank, I will be very interested in inviting you to the Pokemon League and... Hey, Claude! I've got my team all picked out! Hey, Nimona, what's up? What's up, girl? I saw you battling the gym leader. You just kept getting better. Oh, good to see you again, Champion Nimona. It has certainly been a while. Well, wait, La Primera? With Claude? Why do you call her that? Wait, did I forget to give you the full explanation? Oh. Everyone calls Miss Gita La Primera because she's just that. She's the real #1, even higher than us regular champions. She's the top champion. I do indeed hold that claim, alongside my role as chairwoman of the Pokemon League, that is. I just love that she has so much hair. It brings me joy. I don't know why. I love a lady with a lot of hair. I thought you were too busy to spend your time checking in on gyms. I'm not here to inspect the gym. I've come to scout some rather promising young talent. Whoa, I look away for 1 second and you're famous, Claude? But hey, I found Claude first. You may be La Primera, but you can't go stealing her from me. Huh, I suppose I'll have to get in line. That's right, come on, Claude, time for our battle. Quick, let's go, the battlefield's calling. Oh, please, let me battle. One moment, please. Huh? What is it? I would very much like to observe this match, if that is all right. Yeah, sure, okay. What if I just said no? I do love this lady. She's got an era of danger to her. Like, she's very calm, she's very put together, she's very polite, and that's why she's even scarier than someone who isn't. I do remember how it all works. You don't need to repeat. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, we don't have our champion team put together yet. Oh my god, Gita! Alright, yes, heal my Pokemon. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, do you see the little Sprigatito in the background for the soda ad? Oh, that's cute, dude. I don't know what to tell you. What you looking at me like that, Dora? Chill out. Miss Kitty Dora is sleeping on the gaming laptop, as usual. I forgot that she had a Lycanroc. That's chill. No need to get worked up. Girl, nothing could get me worked up right now. Just kidding. I don't think that Pepto-Bismol is the best, matchup for this Lycanroc. Yeah, no. We need to change our Pokemon, I just don't know to what. I don't know. Queen Gaga is calling to me in this matchup. We need another strong diva to take care of this Lycanroc. Alright, Queen Gaga. Get him. Get him with your ruffles and your cute tights. We got Dora incoming. We got our first cat interruption of stream. Okay, looks like Psybeam was just a regular amount of effective. Oh my god. This Lycanroc is gonna sweep me. Allow me one moment. Hello, baby. Great. She's being so cute. Alright. An Uproar for 3 turns. I don't know. We'll do a Pluck. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Not the quick attack. Hello, baby. I think Dora's trying to tell me that she knows Lycanroc's weaknesses. I'll be real. I don't know Lycanroc's weaknesses. And I don't have anything open to let me know. We're gonna Fire Lash it. Oh, no! Excello? Oh, God. We might need to start this battle over. This is bad. Okay. And then we'll send... Nope. We'll send out Dora. Not IRL Dora. That would be crazy. I don't think IRL Dora could do anything. I feel like she'd be one of those Pokemon, like, I can't see my HP. She'd be one of those Pokemon, like, Magikarp that can't do anything until they evolve. We'll do a Night Slash. Ah, oh, fucking Accelerock, man. Alright, we finally got him. I'm looking at my OBS screen to see some of my stuff, because Dora's just sitting in front of my monitor. Which means I'm not talking to Mike, sorry about that. Goomy. 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 Yeah, I need to replace this lizard. She makes me really uncomfortable. I don't know why in my brain Goomy is weak to fire. Goomy is not weak to fire. Goomy is the opposite of weak to fire. This lizard's going down. He's a fucking dragon. That's right. I'm sorry, Lady Macbeth, you kind of deserve that one. Actually, I deserve that one. They should be hitting me. Oh boy. We're gonna send in Angeli. And we're gonna hit him with the... We're gonna hit him with the Play Rough and then the Rock Smash, I think. Oh shit. I guess right. Good job, Angeli. Well, Nimona, it's because it's the first time I actually picked a move that took advantage of our type matchup. Tomo. No, I'm gonna keep the current Pokemon because she has a rock move. Although I think ground would be what I was looking for, but I have rock. Oh no, Play Rough, super effective. Okay, I didn't... Oh! Oh, that was bad. Okay. Oh, Angeli, no, fight through it. You can do it, girl, you can do it. Play rough, play rough. Okay, come on, girl, come on. No, it's okay, we're gonna go for a picnic after this. Oh, good job, good job. Yes, Angeli. You take that Pomo down. You destroy him. Turn him into a rug. Wakaval. This is... We need Dora. Come on, Dora. Quackcaval is here to, I don't know, die? He's just a gay duck. You, on the other hand, are a gay. Gives you an advantage. You're a gay cat who does magic tricks. He's a gay duck who dances. Oh my god, he's got such spunk. We gotta hit him with a flower trick. Oh, I forgot she's gonna terrastalize this guy. Oh well. Yes, yes, make La Primera's eyes light up. It's all good. Does she have, like, wrist issues from Pokemon battling so much? Is that what I'm seeing? Also, this guy lives for the samba, huh? He's out there at Carnaval. And I'm gonna hit him with a normal flower trick. He did all that and I just killed him with a crit. Oh, good job, Meowscarada! I think it's because that move is always a crit. It's a really, like, almost unfairly powerful move. Oh, good job, Meowscarada. Oh, and our maushold leveled up? Dude. I'm sorry, Nimona. I didn't mean to embarrass you in front of La Primera, but it is what it is. Damn. I'm impressed by the power. Alright, Geeta, say something cool to me. An amazing display of talent, even against one as skilled as Champion Nimona. That was a splendid match. I enjoyed watching very much, particularly when you made a bunch of stupid decisions about type matchups because you couldn't be bothered to look them up. Wow, that was a really long piece of dialogue. Now even La Primera thinks you're one to watch. You've got so much potential. The way you're going, I better watch my back. You know, since the first time we met, I've been weirdly sure of one thing. You're gonna become a champion. No doubt about it. The rest of these gyms, you can take them 100% no problem. Yeah, as soon as I get that terrible lizard off my team, I could not predict how uncomfortable the weirdly sexualized lizard was gonna make me. I thought it was gonna be funny. It's not funny. Parablast. If the user is terrastalized, it unleashes energy of its Terra type. This is an interesting move. Thank you, Geeta. Okay. I enjoy a good amount of cheesy Pokemon-ness, but we're doing a bit much. Yeah, girl, we can have both. Friendships can be complex. I kind of want to be able to wear Geeta's outfit in this game. It fucks. She's got the little purple gloves that match the trim on her sleeve. And look at this little guy! Oh. I do not like that he is swiveling. You can be ready for what? Ah. Alright. Okay. I do like Iono's silly little stream greeting, the Hello, hola. I forget what it's bonjour and like, it's like bienvenidos and bonjour, right? Do we have anything else secret back here? We do, we have secrets. Higher hit. We got another one back here too. What do you mean you really ought to get out more? I thought that said super onion because apparently I can't goddamn motherfucking read, but I would use an item called super onion. Alright, actually we were going through this gym to get to another location on our map. Let's rest up our Pokemon. And consider what Pokemon we want to use instead of the terrible lizard. We'll see. Hey, I could use a fire type. I can use fire coverage, I could use electricity, an electric type, a ground type or a fighting type could be good. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of types that would be good. Apparently I really like grass Pokemon and normal Pokemon. Who'da thunk? I'm a fucking normie. Oh no. These billboards are a lot of fun. Like, look at this cute little Iono. Oh, well, it changed, but oh! I can't believe they got Pokemon advertising credit cards. That's really strange to me. Soda, see, Soda, normal, Fruit Loops, normal, we got a sneaker ad, and then we just have a gay duck advertising credit cards. Like, pardon? Are we okay? Is society as a whole okay? Oh, we got a glasses store over here. Ma'am, are you okay? Oh, she's just excited about a photo she's taking. Cool. Okay, hold on. We got a glasses store. We got a backpack store. We got a Cyclosaur store. The barber. I was hoping for a clothing store. But, you know, figure it out. Alright, we are continuing on to the goal we marked on our map. Honestly, I'm hoping to eventually end up with a shiny Lechonk. I've heard that shiny Lechonk is pink, and I'm excited. What are you offering? What you got for me to buy? Aw, man. You're fake out. That's rude, Ernesto. I genuinely thought you had some merchandise to offload. And here you are, sicking your oinkalone on me. Oh, what's that? I got some frickin' emails? Hold. Alright, it's all good. They're unimportant emails from Steam telling me that things are on sale. Alright. Oinkalone. Oh, I don't know how I became so overleveled. That was not the intention. Here I am, bug biting this oinkalone. Lingering aroma? What the fuck? Do I smell like a pig now? That's not very nice of you. No, is it? It might be, because I'm, like, stopping to do everything I can possibly do. Yeah, exactly. Instead of, like, trying to go straight to the main objectives, I like to, I don't know, just wander around. Oh, maushold is so small. Wait. Look at this. Oh my god. They're so scary, and I love them. They could almost pass for a little cluster of mushrooms. Oh, I love them. We're gonna play rough. Oh, it's scary to be on the receiving end. Oh no, don't make our little guys sleepy. Not Cabina. We're gonna play rough again. And we're almost gonna kill you. Love it. Ew. I hate that. Ah, my potion. Oh, and now we're asleep. Fuck you. Cabina wasn't ready to go to bed. Can we switch out a Pokemon that's asleep? Something tells me you can't. Oh, you can? That's weird. I feel like there's no good angle at which to experience this battle. Like, they've done something a little bit perverse with this camera. I don't know, man. Anyway, we're just gonna energy ball this Oinkalone and call it a day. Boop. Sir, you might have a big problem. Actually, maybe I should put, maushold at the front of the party so I can send it out to destroy. Alright, maushold? Oh, shit. They're asleep. What happens when I send out maushold if they're asleep? That's how they walk around? Wait. Oh! Come here. Oh my god. You're seeing what I'm seeing, right? The little ones are holding the tails of the big ones. Come on. Let's go. Oh, sorry, fellas. Sorry. The elephant was too much, right? No, wait. Okay, but they still did defeat a roly-coly. Hold up. We need to do something about this. Full restore? Yeah, we're gonna full restore this maushold. Okay. Alright. Can you take on this elephant now? Now that you're full restored? No? Damn. It's a scary fucking elephant. How about if you go over here to these birds, these rufflets? Leave me alone. Hey, I got a maushold with your name on it. Yep, nope, not me. Maushold. To me, maushold. Oh, what the fuck? Get him. There we go. This is amazing. I love them. I love this maushold. Take on this Makuhita, please. Yep. Holy moly. I'm having a great time. They can't take on the little elephants. Oh, damn. You know the name of the exact type of onigiri they had. That's crazy. Here we go. What is happening over there? Why is he glowing? Sir? Oh. Oh, I just stood inside an exploding Pokemon. Now that don't feel so good. Oh my god. I love that I can send maushold out to do damage. Get this Bramblin. There we go. They are running out of HP, though. Lord, I was born a Bramblin' man. Oh shit, no, get away! Okay, they got him before he exploded. It's no big. Alright, get this Bramblin. They're so cute! Okay, good job. We are gonna need to heal you up again. Oh. They crave violence. They crave so much violence. Oh. Okay, come on, maushold. We're going. Oh, there's something back there, too. Oh, we got someone to fight over here. Alright, we got a roly-coly coal. And what do we have here? XP candy small. My Pokemon! It evolved! It's a little disappointing that they don't have anything sticking out of the back of their little vests. Yes, I will help you train up your newly evolved Pokemon. I'll do it. Dariush. Oh, your Gyarados. I see. But what if I tried to take down your Gyarados with my little mouse? With a little mouse known as Kabina and a little move known as Play Rough. Ice Fang. Yeah, Ice Fang. Maushold is not impressed. It is gonna continue to play what? No, Gyarados. Okay, Waterfall's not so good. But we'll hit him with the bullet seed and hopefully hit 4 to 5 times. 2, 3. 3 times. Okay. What does Scary Face do? My speed. Okay. Well, we're gonna hit him. Oh, I should have hit him with the superfang first. Okay, Scary Face, whatever. Like, you lowering my speed doesn't really matter right now. Because I'm superfanging you. Can you ever actually kill with superfang? Fine. Because if you're just reducing by half every time, there's no way to kill your opponent. Because half will never be nothing, generally speaking. I don't know how Pokemon deals with that on the HP front. I'm sure I could look it up. Good job, maushold. You just defeated an entire Gyarados on your own. You didn't need any potions. Although now I'm gonna heal you because god dang. God dang, guys. Kabina, you're a monster, and I like that about you. Well, I wonder if can I do a picnic finally? Yes! Alright, fellas. Alright, actually, let's redecorate because I got some new things. We want the spooky tablecloth. Beautiful, we love it. I got that golden water bottle. Can't see it. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my god. Let me see it. And we want to use the gold cup because we're bougie. Never mind. All right, everybody. How are we doing, Angeli? How are we doing? We doing good? We're gonna take a little bath. Yep, very nice. She has suds in her mouth, and I find that really disturbing, but we have to move past it. We'll clean up your little hammer, too. There we go. Very nice. Nice and shiny, bud. There we go. We want to make sure that all of our little creatures are well cared for. Queen Gaga. She's just gonna stare at me ominously. She looks like she has an entire, like, hair and feather routine that I'm disrupting by trying to give her a bath, but that's okay. It's like, I don't need this. I let you do this because it seems to calm you down and bring you joy. Oh, maushold, it's Kavina. Oh. Oh, they gave me 2 little hearts. We're becoming friends. Oh my god. Oh, they're so cute. I am actually losing my mind. Oh my god. Hello, Kavina. Miraidon, how are you? Oh, you were... Ooh. I didn't like how that happened. Whoa. This machine's getting all sudsed up, baby. We're sudsing. We're sudsing out here. Yeah, you got so many suds on your face. Let me clean that up for you. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Very nice creature. Alright. Oh, cute. Meowscarada, how are you? You always look so unimpressed, but it's nice to see you relax and take a nap. You're always doing all the magic tricks, and you're technically the leader of our team. You're the senior manager of this group. Yeah, did you enjoy your little shower? Very nice. Who else do we have? Oh, Spidops, girl, you sleeping? Hello. Hello, young lady. How are you doing? Oh, she's feeling sus. The energy in the picnic has been corrupted. Yeah, girl, yeah. We're washing off, baby. Yeah, after a long day of gym battling, you deserve a nice bath. Think we have one more. It's frickin' Salandit. Oh, God. Yeah, we're looking for a new Pokemon ASAP. I'm sorry, Lady Macbeth, but it's not your fault that you look like this, but you're gonna incur the punishment anyway, because yikes. Aw, you having a good time? Let's make a sandwich. Oh, what the fuck? Can I make a sandwich? Can I make a sandwich? Thank you. What kind of sandwich are we making? Come on, bird, jam sandwich. We can make something kind of crazy if we wanted to. Ultra avocado sandwich. Can make an egg sandwich. Let's see. Well, hold on. XP point power. Hold on. I gotta see what these do. Like power, item drop power, raid power. Teensy. I think I want one that's got XP point power for normal? For normal type? Oh, I went through all of them? Alright, then I'm just gonna make the sandwich I want to make. We are having... Actually, I want to see all of the picks we have. Oh, the sword pick is really cool. Oh, okay, those are cute. Let's do the magical star pick. Alright. Oh, why does it look like that? Right, we start with the lettuce. It's only 2 pieces? I can't tell how many pieces there are. Shit. Okay, it's 3. It's 3 pieces. So... Alright, so maybe this one needed to go on the other side. So we did the lettuce, we need to do the tomato. Oh, fuck, okay. It's really hard to tell where the hell you're putting your food. Why shouldn't you puzzle alone? Okay, so we need the smoked fillet, which is going in the wrong direction, but oh my god, why is it destabilizing the entire sandwich? Oh god, okay. No. Look, you've been doing it since I started streaming. You basically haven't before I started streaming. Oh, motherfucker, get the fuck up and go feed yourself. How's that? Is that helpful? Go get a snack, go get a food, and then continue to puzzle. Oh no! Oh god, the sandwich! Oh, see? Go get a food that looks better than this goddamn motherfucking train wreck of a sandwich that I just made. Holy smokes! Yeah. Oh, my poor creatures! I tried to make such a bougie nice sandwich! And look what I did! Look at- Oh, this just in. I'm a bad Pokemon owner. Cause what the hell is that? Oh, dude. How are we gonna feel about this? Oh, I don't know what that means. It's good? We like it? Oh, it's Ultra. They really like it. Ugh. Really, guys? Okay, I mean, the sandwich pick is cute, I guess. Oh, wow. Wow. Queen Gaga really liked it. Like, she's super into it. Damn, damn. Laura, zoom in. Alright, let's throw a ball for them. Let's have them play around with their cute little soccer ball. Alright, Queen Gaga, you gonna go for the hit? Oh, yeah, girl, yeah! Pepto-Bismol? It's on you? It's on you? Oh, Lady Macbeth? Ow! She's trying to murder me? Holy moly! Oh, here she goes. Okay, we're bringing the ball back. Who's got it next? Pepto-Bismol? Pepto-Bismol? No? Miraidon? Oh, thank you. Here we go. Maushold, are we going in for the kill? Oh, good work, Maushold. Oh, you kicked it to somewhere I can't go? Alright, we'll toss it again. Oh, what the fuck? There we go. Alright, Lady Macbeth. Again, trying to kill me. Angeli. Good energy, but the ball's over here. Oh, you got it. Good work. I don't know if this actually makes them happy or not. I have no idea. Oh, yes, Lady Gaga. Sorry, Queen Gaga. Yes, girl. Yes. We're just playing some soccer. Just letting our Pokemon run out some of their energy. Alright, Queen Gaga. Yes, girl. Oh, but don't kick it off the edge of the cliff. Oh, not that I can stop it. Kabina? Kabina, you doing it? Oh, hell yeah. Good work. Dora, you gonna go in? You gonna go in for a kick? Pepto-Bismol, you sneaking up? Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, they're learning to play together. Very sweet. Alright, we're gonna pack them and go now. We're done picnicking. We gained a measly 130 XP from that. It's fine. Hey, I talked to you. No, hold on a sec. I'm trying to go this way. Is there some parkour to be had here? Is there some parkour to be had here? No? Oh, I was hoping. Alright, so I need to find a different way around. Here we go. I can go up this way. I do love a little scenic brambling. Oh! Who's there? Yo, Claude! So somewhere in one of the mines that's around here, we should find the lurking steel titan. Rumor has it that thing's staggeringly huge and real long. You'd think a Pokemon like that would be easy to spot. I wonder how it stays hidden. Excuse me. Maybe it's super fast? If that's the case, riding that Pokemon of yours might help you catch up. Not that Pokemon of mine. His name's Miraidon. His name's Miraidon, and his game is being purple as fuck. Fight me, sir. I still don't know what's good against Steel-type Pokemon, and honestly, it's time to look it up. I've been trying to play through without finding the Pokemon type matchups. I don't have that knowledge in my brain, but perhaps if I actually look at a type chart or no. That's gotta be... I'm sorry. Varoom? What is... Sir? Okay, he is a machine. He is simply a machine. You know what? We'll start with a play rough while I'm still looking up the type chart. That was not very effective at all. Steel type. So fire, fighting, ground? Fire, fighting, and ground seems to be the answer. I guess we'll send in Lady Macbeth, even though we're searching for a replacement for her, because she wigs me out. I'm sure that's what Macbeth said, too. I don't understand Varoom over here. Is he a little vacuum cleaner? Oh. Hey, I am glad that you, that you had the wherewithal to get up and do something, though. I don't always succeed at that. I will sit and read until the lights go out. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I can't read anymore. Perhaps it's time for me to get up. And that's not really the way to do them. Ooh, see an item in a distance. Beep boop. Let's not accidentally run into Cufont. Cufont, the elephant. Oh, hello, Silicobra. Oh, no, 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 no. I am not looking for any elephants to join my team right now, unfortunately. So we just came up this road, this way. Oop. All of these... Are those electrodes? No. I am going in the opposite direction of the... Damn. You know, I'm gonna catch one for my Pokedex. I'm just so mystified by this Pokemon. Who are you, man? Varoom. Get in the Great Ball, bud. I need to read your Pokedex description. Oh, good job. Okay, okay. We got it in one. Alright, good job, Kabina. Kabina, good work. Varoom, single-sill Pokemon. The steel section is Varoom's actual body. This Pokemon clings to rocks and converts the minerals within into energy to fuel its activities. This guy's strange. This is a strange little guy. Alright, Varoom. Do your thing, but I'm gonna feel a little weird about it. Guys, you are running into a wall. I don't know if you realize this, but that is a wall. You can't go any further. Okay, let's just... I'm legging it to try to avoid running into Pokemon, because often when I drive Miraidon, I'm just running into Pokemon left and right. What was amazing, bud? What did you see? Yeah, I do want to know what it was. Do I need to fight you for it? Yeah, okay. Leah, the student. She's such an attitude for such a small child. The maushold. Snow warning. Okay, okay. This good old standby play rough. How do you feel about that, Snover? Pretty bad, huh? We'll hit you with a bullet seed. Guaranteed kill. Your mouth is so dry it starts absorbing ambient moisture. I'm not sure what you mean by that, if I'm being honest. I know the feeling of I haven't had food and water in so long that it tastes like my body's digesting itself. Is that a similar feeling to what you're describing? Oh, what is happening over here? Hello? Not that one. Then I don't know what you mean. I don't know that feeling. Whoops. Oh my god. This is essentially a maze right here. Look at all these guys. There's so many guys. They're everywhere. Alright. Damp rock. Huh. Huh. So, like a tanniny kind of dryness to the mouth? Like where it also feels like your teeth are dry? I don't know why all these Diglets are scared. What is that in the distance? Not tanniny. You got me at a loss, dude. I do not know what you mean. There are just a bunch of stones around here. Stone, Luigi. So many fire stones and thunder stones. A smooth rock? Oh, who are you? Oh god, that's scary. What is that? Who are you? Oh god, what are you? Ah. Some of these Pokemon really scare me. Oh, what the hell? It's already... Hey, buddy? Hey, buddy? Oh no! Where'd you go, bud? Oh, oh. Where'd you go? Hey! Wait. Hey, buddy. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's fair. There's only so much you could say. Oh, did that not count? I drove right into him. Nope, no, maushold, return. No, return. How do I, nope. Oh, there we go. I don't know. Yeah, but you're right. There's only so much explaining can do. Oh, he's arms. Oh my god. Hello, sir. He may be giant, but he is such a little guy? Hi. Goofy little eyes, don't you? I don't think Cabina's gonna do the trick. Cabina is so small. Yeah, that was not very effective, huh? Oh, not rap. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna change Pokemon as soon as we're done getting wrapped. We are gonna go with... Let's hit him with the... We're gonna hit him with the Rock Smash, I think? Oh, Pokemon cannot be switched out? Uh-oh. Oh, we're gonna actually hit him with a superfang? I forgot about that. Yeah, there we go. Cut it by half. Ooh, yeah, because I can't switch out when I'm being wrapped. That's right. I think Superfang still does work here. And then after this point, it's not that great. Can we survive this wrap? I don't know if maushold can survive, but we can just super potion it. Super potion damage boost through this wrapping. Yeah, let's go, Cabina. Your tail. Oh, let's go. Come on, your rats, let's go. Alright. Can we get him with the double hit? Bullets. Let's get him with a double hit. Double hit's not doing work. I don't know why I thought it would be better than Play Rough. But Play Rough has the added benefit of possibly lowering the Earthworm's attack. So we'll do that. Oh, no! Earthworm, don't go! He's little arms. How to make Brussels sprout yummy with no added sugar? Is balsamic vinegar added sugar? Because balsamic vinegar is a good... Yes, vinegar and salt, great choice. It should be yummy. Brussels sprouts go really well with balsamic. Alright, guess we're going into a cavern. Everybody watch out. Oh my god, we have night vision. Fellas, we can see in the dark. Ooh, soy sauce is also a good addition. I love the way you walk. Nope. Juked. There he is. Hey, buddy. Hey, no. Buddy, honestly, I don't want to hurt you. Like, I don't want to battle you. No. No, where'd he go? Come here. Not the wild goose chase with this earthworm. No. There we go. What? Okay, I got him. No, buddy, don't do it! Don't do it! No! You don't have to run! I don't want to hurt you. Oh, he's eating the herba mystica and Arven's here. Aw, dang it. Yeah, I managed to pin down the Titan. That's the lurking Steel Titan? It sure is long. I think our little friend might be even feistier now after eating those herbs. You know, the herbs. Yes, we'll fight him together. I need to switch out maushold before Orthworm wraps it. Because I don't think Kabina is the ideal Pokemon for this battle. Alright. We're gonna send Angeli in. So I think Angeli has better type coverage. And you're gonna send in Toadstool. Sure. Oh god. It's all powered up. This is scary, but Angeli does have a hammer. Ah, really good job. Okay, Toadstool. Oh, you confused the Orthworm. Alright, good work. Rock Smash. See, I had a feeling that Rock Smash would be the way to go. Ooh, that's not a lot. I actually probably should have hit the Superfang. Should have hit Superfang with, Kabina before I switched her out, because that would have taken care of half of the HP. Ugh, okay. I'm learning things for the future. Grass Knot, not very effective. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with the Rock Smash to hopefully lower the Orthworm's defense. Oh, and we landed a critical hit. Good job. We are winning. Tell me you hit yourself again. Oh, good job, Orthworm. Hitting that Confuse Ray first turn was really, really beneficial to us. This battle has not been very difficult at all. There we go. We finally procced a lower defense, and hopefully it'll hit him. He'll hit himself again. Nope. What does that do? But it's fine because Toadstool's Grass Knot is so powerful. And we got him with the last Rock Smash. Alright. Orthworm, baby. Oh. Oh. He just disappeared. Okay. Good job, Angeli. Good job. Ooh. Oh shit. And Kabina leveled up. Her final form is even better because her hammer gets even bigger. Hmm. Why are you calling me little buddy, Arvin? What are you talking about? But yes, he is a little cutie. Okay, and now we're gonna find the Erba Mystica for your dog. Give me a sec. Dr. Beebus crushed. I bet if we go in here, we'll find more of that Erba Mystica I ate before. Let's go find it before that thing can regroup. Call him that thing. Orthworm, even the big metal Orthworm, is a cutie. We love him. In this house, we respect the Orthworm. Also, Arvin, I would not encourage you to run into caverns simply screaming your head off. That's a dumbass kind of move that's gonna get you killed. Alright, eat the herbs. You know, the herbs. Just admit to drugging your dog, man. Oh, it's salty this time. Yeah. Okay. Apparently, the salty Erba Mystica helps with aching hands and feet. Good for neuropathy and numbness. When you've got muscle weakness, it supposedly builds up strength again. That should be really helpful for your dog, whose Pokemon name I completely forget. It's not a Greavard. Is it a Greavard? Did you make us a cool sandwich? Titan badge. Lovely. Gaze upon it as you eat. Will do. I love that we look so excited to eat this probably mediocre sandwich. Where's your dog, man? Yas! You want a bit of my sandwich, bud? I'll share. You can have some. Yawns. Mabostiff, that's the dog. The poor Mabustiff. This should help him, like, get on his feet, though. Dude, you should give him the bigger half of that sandwich. That's not very nice of you, now is it? He's a much bigger creature than you are. He needs more food. Would you look at that? Seems like someone's got a proper appetite now. I love the chomp chomp chomp, because that's exactly how our cats eat too. The little like they just don't know how to eat, and it's very strange. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Miraidon will be able to jump higher now. Hell yeah, that's very exciting. Oh, don't insult Miraidon like that. Yeah, he's gonna get mad at you, dude. Mental block. Sorry, I should read out to you so you don't have to read. I've read about it in books before. Mental scar, like psychological trauma, you know? I think that's what you call it. Maybe you had a terrifying experience in battle, so now it's scared to battle at all. Well, don't worry. I'm sure both that brute and Mabustiff will make a full recovery eventually. Don't call him a brute. That's rude, man. You think he doesn't understand what you're saying? So, how do you feel, Mabustiff? How's the Erba Mystica working? No pressure. And yeah, apparently Miraidon has PTSD. Aw, Miraidon. I'm good. I'm good. Not like it's fair to expect every kind of Erba Mystica to have some huge effect, right? And it's not like the effects have to be immediate, either. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry. Claude and I are gonna make sure you're right as rain. We got one more herb to go, and I bet it's the best of them all. It's just gotta be. Alright, Claude. The next stop on our little herb hunt should be the last. But we can't lose steam until we're done. Let's keep up our Let's keep up our Let's keep up our momentum. Here, we go. Yeah. Here's my question. Why doesn't Arven give Mabustiff more of the Erba Mystica? Like, Arven doesn't need to be eating the Erba Mystica. There's nothing wrong with his hands and feet. He's not feeling weak or, like, unwell. We should just be splitting the Erba Mystica and giving half to Mabustiff and half to Miraidon. Anyway. The dog is gonna turn into God. It would be funny if that Mabustiff, like, shapeshifts into genderless Pokemon God. Hello, Claude. This is Hero. I detect that Miraidon has regained more of its original power. While you're riding upon it, it seems it can now jump higher if you press and hold the B button. Higher than before. Quick press is a small jump. You must continue helping Miraidon recover. Dude, I didn't plan on stopping. Alright, so that's our little jump. And that's whoa! Yeah, that's a big jump. That's a jump for powerful guys. Alright, so this means that wait, that wasn't our goal, though. Ooh, hold on. Sorry. Oh! Oh! Him. Look at him. Oh, we caught him in one go. Oh. Alright. I think we're replacing Lady Macbeth with this worm immediately. Alright. Yeah, what is the nickname of this orthworm? What could we name this orthworm? He's just such a cute little guy. Dude, you're so right. How could I be so silly? He's Doctor. They call me Dr. Orth. Good morning, how are you? I'm Dr. Orth. I'm interested in iron. Doctor. Please don't drop your lunch plate. Doctor. He's Doctor Worm. Doctor Arthur Worm. I love he. Alright, I can't even remember where we were going. Because I just... Oh, I can't go in here? The fuck? Alrighty. Alright. How the hell do I get out of here then? I think I'm getting good, but I can handle criticism. I'll show you what I know, and you can tell me if you think getting better on the drums. Iron defense. Hey, fuck you, tiny elephant. Fuck you. I'm running. I'll leave the front unlocked because I can hear the doorbell. Wah 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 wah. When I get into it. Sorry, we named our earthworm Doctor, and now I'm singing Dr. Worm. I can't be stopped. It's unfortunate, etc., etc. Where am I trying to go? Ooh, hold it. Hold. This way. Can I please? Yes. Lovely. Okay, we have to go around. How the heck do I go from here to there? Oh, there's a scary... Dude, the movement possibilities. Okay, here we go. Nope, I do not want that guy to come for me. Movement possibilities is amazing. Clipping on mobile? Do you mean typing on mobile? Clipping? Oh, making a clip. I was like, what is happening here? I'll be real. Clipping, I've never... Whoop, press the wrong button. I have never mastered the art of clipping. It's my new motivational book is Mastering the Art of Clipping. Ooh! Just look at it, Jay. Okay. Oh. Patooey Black? Girl? Stop. That's gross. There's so much sand around here, my mouth's getting all gritty. Are you mouth breathing? Are you standing around like, I hope somebody comes to battle me? Like, what are you doing, girl? But let's fight. We need to check out Doctor's strengths. Dr. Orthworm. Yes, indeed, today is for Dr. Orts. Maybe it is getting stuck to the lip balm. But I'm gonna assume the worst of every Pokemon trainer I encounter. We're gonna hit Sunflora with the Superfang and then bring out Doctor. Honestly, Superfang is OP. Worry Seed? You don't need to plant that in my brain. I already worry enough for the... I'll just say for the all of us. Oh, Tabina acquired insomnia. That's hilarious. Girl, don't do that. Don't acquire insomnia. That's crazy. That's me when I get another mental health diagnosis. Anyway. Hold on. Dr. Orthworm! Oh, he's our friend. Smackdown. Let's just bulldoze. Let's fucking go. That did nothing to Sunflora. This is not the ideal matchup for Doctor. I'm gonna be real. Oh, God. You one-shot my guy. It's okay. You've been diagnosed with horsefoot? What do you mean? What am I fighting? A Sunflora? When I don't have my little fire guy anymore? Oh, man. Let's put in Queen Gaga. What the fuck is horsefoot, my guy? Explain. America, explain. I'm gonna Psybeam the Sunflora. I'm gonna pulverize it. I'm gonna reduce it to ashes. I really do need fire and electric on my team. We're gonna hold on to this. Because those are some really big holes in my ability to attack. Donphan, I'm just gonna Psybeam you again. I'm gonna be real. Yep, that seemed like the right move. I don't know what Assurance does. I'm gonna pluck you. Plucked. Your eyebrows are now immaculate. You're welcome, because I plucked. Okay. Oh, Kabina wants to learn Hyper Voice? Yeah, girl. Attacks by letting loose a horribly loud resounding cry. That's so good. We're gonna do that instead of double hit. That seems so appropriate. It's actually called Gastroc Equinus. No, I would probably call it the same thing if I was you. I'd be like, yes, I have Horsefoot. Masquerain. We're just gonna grab Dora right now. We're gonna grab our Meowscarada. It means your gastroc muscle tendon, part of the Achilles heel complex, is tight and you don't have a full range of motion in your ankle. Okay, I can see that. I can understand how that would cause you an immense amount of pain. Let's hit him with a flower trick. Okay, that's fine. It's not very effective, but... Oh, Horsefoot, because you walk on your toes. Alright, so you're, are you becoming an ungulate? Because that's what ungulates do, I think. If Adderall Falls is still in the chat, they'd be confirming that. Unsure if the horsefoot is caused by the foot pain or if the foot pain is causing the horsefoot. Difficult to tell. These are my hooves, bitch! Oh my god! Angeli's evolving! Oh! Oh my god! Her final form! I think. Yes! It's Tinkaton! Oh my gosh, my baby girl, she's all grown up. Look at her gigantic motherfucking hammer! She's ready to kill men! Like actual human beings! Look at this power! And look at her cute little, she's got like little teeths. I don't know if you can see. Oh, I love her! The hammer tops 220 pounds. Yet it gets swung around easily by Tinkaton as it steals whatever it pleases and carries its plunder back home. I love our mischievous daughter. Tinkaton. Gigaton hammer? Girl, I will absolutely allow you to learn fucking Gigaton hammer. Oh my god. Power 160? Holy shit! That's incredible. Kind of wondering if wearing Doc Martens every single day for months on end is perhaps not entirely recommended. I mean, it could be a mix of both. That, like, maybe you shouldn't be wearing Docs every single day and that your body is just being your body. Like, I have seen stranger things, truly. I don't know how to get around this mountain. Look at how he walks. Flamigo walks so sassy. He's a sassy walker. And I can respect it. Oh, I'm glad your Brussels sprouts came out good. You make me kind of hungry. I had a really good breakfast. Adderall Falls makes, like, literally the best hash browns I have ever consumed in my life. They are so tasty. They are so crispy. Every time I think about potatoes, I think about them hash browns. They're so good. Dora, you are lucky that there is no Dr. Peebles left in that can. Because you'd be causing trouble right now if there was. Alright, alright. Oh, God, there's so many elephants around here. That's not what I'm looking for. Ugh. Almost ran into that little carcoal. What I'm trying to do. Whoa, whoa, no, 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 that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Can I climb this at all? Hold. Can I get up there just... Okay. Oh, yeah, maybe I can get up there by doing a big jump. Okay, wait. Okay, maybe I can big jump onto the lip of the... okay. Am I not meant to get up there this way? Okay, maybe a little jump here and a big jump here. Yours, we did it. But to what avail? To no avail. There's just nothing for us here. Okay. How the hell do I... Hold on. Ah, there we go. Hold on. Hold. Hold. Alright, we're not gonna get fucked over by that basculin. Alright. Alright. Aha! Swimmy moment. Can I do big jump out of the water? No. Big jump out of the water? No. Okay, okay. We'll be fine. We're gonna be fine. No, no. Aha, there's a way out right here. Right here. Whoosh. Hear the doorbell. Alright, we made it across. We've forded the river. Oh my god, what is going on in here? Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't mean to big jump. Oh, no, 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 no. I keep pressing the wrong button somehow. I don't know how. There's so much stuff in here. Power gem. Oh, and it's a gimme ghoul. Hey, bud. Okay, little hops. Little hops. Okay. We're doing a little bit of parkouring over here. Little hops, little hops. Tiny hops, tiny... Miraidon? Why can't I jump? Like, if Miraidon... Yes, I can. I can... There we go. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, there we go. Luxury ball. Right, here we go. PP up? I don't want PP up. No PP in here, please. Timer ball. Reflect. Ether! Oh, there's another one. Oh, oh, there's a gimme goal right there that I just didn't see. They're freaking everywhere, baby. I should look up how many gimme ghoul coins I need for whatever it is that is happening with these gimme ghoulies. You are neither celebrating the solstice or packing your things. Are those things that you want to / need to be doing? Do I need to gently but powerfully be like, get your shit done! Doing stuff! Oh shit, what the... Now... Oh! Oh! I'm sorry, I just noticed the ultimate prize over there that I didn't grab. Whoop! Boop. Oop, nope, nope, this button. Oh! Come on! Oh, oh, here we go. Oh, oh. Okay. Alright, okay, okay. Is it gonna... Nope, nope. No, 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 don't reset me. Don't reset me. It's gonna reset me. You took the day off to celebrate solstice. Oh. Alright. Give me the boy. Oh, are you fucking... okay. Guys. Sorry, I'm trying to get this done and also pay attention to your life's troubles. There we go. Acrobatics. Could have used that here. This sounds like a good plan. Alright. I think we'll have to take the mountain pass then to get around this. Seems like we got a decent passageway. Oh my god. Hariyama's got an army of Makuhitas. Oh no. Does she kind of expect you to take her everywhere with you? I'm assuming this is the expectation. Oh, girl? What is this fit? Your tiny cape is so silly. Oh no. No, girl. I talked to you because you're wearing a tiny jumpsuit and an ugly cape. Martha. Aha. Rebel. Appleton! Oh. I love me an Appleton. He is so silly. What a silly little Pokemon. I don't know what works best against dragon types. Aw, protect. Bruh. The pie is protecting itself. This is a Spain-inspired region, yes. Alright, well, you won't protect yourself twice in a row, so I'll superfang you. Appleton, what? Okay, but at least it has a move like Bullet Seed, which is not very good, and I know that because my Kabina currently has Bullet Seed. Although Bullet Seed can come in clutch sometimes. There we go. Very nice. It might clutch out the match for this Appleton. Who knows? Just kidding. I have 5 entire Pokemon on my team because I am not dumb. Oh, and not protect again. Bro. You are reading my moveset. You know what I'm gonna use before I use it. That's rude. Are you that afraid of a play rough? I think he might be. He might be afraid of play rough. He only wants to play gently. I'll do it again. I'll keep doing it. Are we gonna go back and forth like this? No, alright. Yeah, I feel like this computer was input reading me. Oh, Pepto-Bismol is almost at the next level, too. Girl, are you surprised? You have only 1 apple pie on your team. And you expect to win battles? That's silly. Very, very silly. Okay. Honestly, let's go to that Pokestop. I want to see what's going on over there. Boop. Boop, boop. There's just so much stuff all over the ground in these environments. It's an entire pack of elephants? Q-fonts? Firestone? Ooh, I'm driving around blindly now? Oh, I don't think it's worth delving in there. Oh, and that's that floating little leaf blower guy. Well, he's not a leaf blower. Maybe he's a vacuum cleaner. I don't know what he is. I just know that he is strange, and I don't think appreciate his design. Yes, Dragon Week to Dragon, and I don't know if there's one more. Alright, girly, hit me up with a full heal. Hit me up with a sprucing it up. I can look at the page I pulled up. Dragon Week 2, Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. That's what it is. It's Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. Me, 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 me. Her name is Kabina. Alrighty. Alright. Let's see. Oh, we got flags all over the place, huh? Interesting. Dora, you sitting up? Alright, girly pop. Whoop, whoop. Didn't mean to do that to my camera. Where am I? Oh, whoop. Am I going in the wrong direction? Hold up. Hold up. I am going in the wrong direction. Oh, but there's an entryway. Who is this? Who is this emo them? I was gonna say king, and then I was gonna say queen, and then I was like, I don't know, man. I think I can use emo queen gender neutrally. Okay, wait, I don't need to Wait, why am I coming back here? Natalie? What are we doing? You know what? Let's check that out. Boop. Yeah, let's send in maushold. Let's send in good old Cabina. Miniature golfing queen. I don't know why I started singing a Phineas and Ferb song. Frickin' sue me, dude. Woo. I love our little mouse. Oh no, we're too nervous to eat berries? Too bad we weren't planning on doing that to begin with. I'm gonna superfang your ass. That's supposed to do half. It didn't do half. But maybe in these situations it's different. I'm gonna play rough. Whoa! I didn't even get the chance to terrastalize my mice. Aw, man. I wanted Cabina to get sparkly. We'll catch him. I feel like my character has resting ennui face. Maybe it's just the stylization of the anime eyes in this game. Meow, 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 meow. Alright, Litleo. Had we caught a Litleo before? Or is this our first one? No, okay. Oh, okay. It's our first Litleo, baby. He's just a little lion. Alrighty. Actually, I should see... No. Nerp. X is the button. Pokédex. It's saying that I have Pokédex rewards. X. Contains 100 volumes. 5 bags of Stardust? Okay, cool. So, it's 105 out of 180. No, I fought 182 guys. That's what that's saying. Oh, wow. Oh, thank God I can get all the exclamation marks off them. That's great. I appreciate this. Give me a moment. Just gonna scroll through for a sec. Alright. I wonder when I'll be able to catch those guys. Oh, the very scary guy is low kicks. The evolution of Nimble. Alright, that makes sense. And I guess Palmo evolves even another time. One more time. Right. Yes, you're putting me in the direction of my goal. I see that. We shall continue onwards in that case. Oop, excuse me, fellow Pokemon. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, have I fought this person? Nope. No, I have not. Hello? Boo! Boo! You're just standing amidst a bunch of Pokemon that would willingly fuck you up. I calculated it all, and I knew the likelihood you'd come talk to me was 100%! That's Goofy! Hold on, it's the slump, gaming slump. Here we go, gaming slump, baby. I think you can hear me fine. We're just gonna slump for a bit. I'm a little tired. I had a big day yesterday, I was hanging out. Wow, I'm somehow peeking the mic from back here. I had a big day yesterday. I was hanging out with my friend, who I've known for probably a decade. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Dude, this Lycanrock's gonna fuck me up. We're gonna hit him with the Superfang and then with the Bullet Seed. But I was hanging out with my friend yesterday. And we were just out and about, and it was one of the warmer days that I've experienced so far. And I'm not really great at dealing with the warmth. So I had a good time. We caught up on each other's lives. It was lovely. I love her. She's so funny. She's got great stories. She's currently living in New York City. But boy, does that take a lot out of me. And I think some of it has to do with some of the meds I'm taking, that it makes you more sensitive to, like, being out in the sun. But, I don't know. I think some of it is just that I'm a little tired these days. Holy moly, Pepto-Bismol wants to learn the move Gastro Acid? I have hold on, deslumping. I have never seen something, like, more appropriate than my Pokemon named Pepto-Bismol learning the move Gastro Acid. It better be a good move. Hold. What are we doing here? The user hurls up its stomach acid on the target. The fluid eliminates the effect of the target's ability. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not a good move, and I'm really mad about it. It's not a... Oh, it's a stupid... But I want Pepto-Bismol to know the move Gastro Acid. But I'm gonna skip it. Oh, you're about to send out Scyther? I don't think I have anything that's really effective against Scyther, because I don't have any fucking fire. Bruh. So, Angeli it is. Tinkaton, let's go. Ooh, pardon me. I'm trying to be full of energy, and yet, here I am, being a sleepy-ass motherfucker. Woof. Woof, woof. Also, hold on, this camera angle is sad. We can't see how large Angeli's hammer is. Look at that frickin' hammer. We gotta use the Gigaton hammer move, right? Fucking get the Scyther? Oh, we flattened him! Get dunked on! Yeah, that was pretty fucking good. Oh, I love a tiny girly with a big weapon. 10 out of 10. Yeah, you failed to calculate your chances of winning. First of all, you had only 2 Mons. Since when? Since when has an NPC with 2 Mons ever been a threat? Huh? It wasn't even 2 Mons, like 2 Garchomps or something? That's weak, man. It's freaking weak. I wish I had the ability to swing on him, you know? Like, get swung on. Get crouched on. Anyway. Right. I have a destination in mind. Let's get out of this pit. This terrible little pit. Excuse me, ma'am. Dora? Miss Kitty? Get your paws out of that. That is not for you. Alright, let's carry on. I saw sparklies in the corner of my eye, but it's time for me to focus. Oop, just kidding. I need that smooth rock for mysterious reasons. Is that a truck? What's going on over there? Oh, shinies. No, I drove too close to the Diglett. Let's see, are these 3 guys gonna beat my 4 guys who are exactly 1 guy? I mean, Superfang will take us down to half. And then I'm sure I can slap some sense in this Doug trio. Oh, my accuracy fell. I can still play rough. Ooh, not the sucker punch. I can still do it. I can kill you. Good job, Kabina. Good job. Oh, level up too? There's the sparkly. It was just a potion. It's okay. Alright, what's going on over here? We're gonna boop. Nope. We're gonna whoop. And grab this. And gimme ghoul, don't think I don't see you back here. Oh, there we go. We got a gimme ghoul coin. Now we got someone else to fight. She seems to be having a crisis of the romantic type. If I beat you, I'm gonna tell my crush how I feel. Girl, you should do that independent of the results of this battle. Judith, I think that you should learn to love yourself and be full of courage and tell your crush that you like them. And it's okay if they say they don't like you back. Like, that's fine. If they don't like you back, it's a moment to move on. Is it soul-crushing and sad? Absolutely. I've had those moments before. But will it make you stronger? That's up to you. I don't know what Finizen is weak to. Apparently bullet seeds. I figured a dolphin wouldn't be much into that. I don't know. I feel like there's just too much space between the two Pokemon. It's hard to get a good angle for the battle. Except I love to see this angle of maushold. You lost, thank goodness. That's funny. Alright. Oh, girl, it's okay. Don't be sad. Let me crouch on you. Does that feel better? Does it feel better when I do this? See, it does feel better when I do that. Alrighty, we'll carry on our mission. What is this pit? It's just a... What is that? Hold on. Hold. I'm being lured in by a light. Oh, lucky me. There's a gimme ghoul. I'll take your coin. Alright, is there anything else of interest? I don't think I want to be exploring the caverns at this moment. Whoop. Alrighty. Can I get out of here, though, is the question. Oh, shit. Dude. Just land on the solids. There you go. Oh, Natalie, there was a way out right there. I am really a goofy goober sometimes, huh? Ooh. We'll drive out. We'll roll out, as it were. Oh, great Pokemon joke. So funny. So haha of you. A super potion. Alright. We still need a way around. Or to get up there. Hold. Hold. Don't think it's... I mean, maybe it is that way. That's the way we were going. Can't tell if there's a road or not. Who are you? Oh, you're a little earthworm. Okay. Sometimes I find it hard to read what the Pokemon I'm looking at actually is. Is crossing this river gonna help us? Perhaps. Alright, let's try. We've succeeded. Congratulations, gamers. We've succeeded. Hell yeah. Yeah. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. No, 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 no. Give. Give. It's a Pokédoll. Excuse me, Hariyama. Oh, I don't want to go through one of these mazes again. Is this the same one I was at earlier? Oh, no, dude. Did I go in a circle? Oh, this is bad, isn't it? Oh, no. I went in a circle. Well, let's fight this guy and then see if I can stop going in circles. Yeah, we can do this. We can do this. This is just a hoot hoot. Not a hoot hoot. What the heck's this guy's name? He's a little owl guy. What's your name? I don't remember your name, man. What's your name? Rookity. It's Rookity. Oh. What do we got? What do we got? Nothing. We'll bullet seed on this Rookity. I bullet on this... Nope. Nope. I Rookity on this bullet. Let's see. No. 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 Okay, good. The battle's over. Oh, God. I truly am just trying to get to this objective, and I don't know how to do it. Let me look at the map again, because when I looked at the map, I started going in a better direction. And now I'm simply ignoring the map again, and that's not helpful. Okay. As soon as this incredibly long hatching animation is done, we are going to look at the map and figure out where to go. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. Alright, 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 alright. No, thank you. And send 2 boxes. Alright, no, no, no. Why? Alright, where's our... Okay, I somehow have managed to cross to the opposite side of the river. Nope. Let me fly to this Pokestop. I don't... I don't know how I could... Okay, let's just go to this Pokestop first. And then we'll see what we can do from there. Alright. So... Right. Natalie, I drove right by these things. I guess I just got distracted by all the other million things that are around. And didn't realize I could go right through here. Into the tag tree. There you go. There you frickin' go. Oh my god, it's the man with the terrible hair. Hello, sir? Ah, it's you, Claude. Director Clavel? Like I said before, my name's Clive. Please don't forget it. Anyway, Claude, I owe you one. Thanks to you, I've been accepted into Operation Starfall. What's your endgame? I need answers, that's all. How do I resolve the situation with Team Star? And what's causing its members' odd behavior? What situation? Team Star is the subject of more than a few nasty rumors circling around the academy, you know. Some say their bullying has caused a worrying number of students to drop out of school. Others say they're holed up in their bases, plotting to cause trouble for the academy. But these are rumors. The matter I'm directly confronted with is something else. I'm talking about Team Star's persistent truancy. They've all been skipping class for a while now. 5 of them in particular, the so-called bosses of Team Star, haven't so much as set foot inside a classroom for over a year. And it seems the team's rank and file have recently started stirring up mischief as well. That's why I took it upon myself to issue a direct order to Team Star to disband. I informed them that should they refuse, I would have no choice but to expel all students affiliated with their team. And you're Clive, not Director Clavel. But I'm afraid there's been no response, and the deadline is set for them to make their choice between dissolution or expulsion is nigh upon us. So you see, when I overheard you talking on the phone to Cassiopeia, it couldn't have come at a more crucial time. It's Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia, can you hear me? Another time, then. Be careful. See, you're coming up to one of Team Star's bases. Was there someone with you just now? Nope. Well, be warned that Team Star will have its guard up after losing one boss to you already. This base won't go down as easily as the last one. Proceed with extreme caution. I'll be in touch. Girl, I didn't need you to tell me to be careful. I already knew I needed to be careful. Well, guess I'll walk right up to the main gate. Oh, it's a little impidimp. Oh, shit. Okay. Who else we got in here? I'm curious. I'm just gonna look around before I head into the main mission. Who else do we have over here? Oh, I do like these guys, and I don't know if I've caught any. Just give me this first. And then... I like these guys. They're really fun. I wonder what the typing is. They're graphite eye? Yeah. Because they're based on an actual animal called an eye. It has a really long middle finger that it sticks into holes in tree bark to fish out insects to eat. Poison touch? Ooh, okay, that could be useful. But that means it's probably not one of the types that I'm missing coverage of. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I should have thought about this, considering I'm probably going into battle just now. Switcheroo, what does that do? Okay, thank goodness. Oh, I do hate its terrible, gross little finger, but I understand why it's there. Let's give it a superfang, and then try to catch it again. Yeah. Flatter. Special attack rose, but I'm confused. That's okay. Oh. There's a loud motorcycle vrooming around out there. You are doing a number on me, Mr. Graphite Eye. Come on, come on. Oh my god. Do I need to status effect it? Because I'm status affected. It's not good. This is perhaps even bad. Just stay in your ball, man. Damn! Why are you so strong? Why are you so difficult to catch? Kabina's gonna pass out, man. Get in the dang Pokeball and stay in there. Okay. Alright. Put my feet up over here on my little side table. Oh. Okay. Just kick the printer a little bit. It's fine. I don't want to let Kabina pass out, but I don't know, man. Maybe this will... Ugh, alright, Kabina. My apologies. You're gonna pass out. But you were glorious. I'll have to send someone else out. I'll see. I don't know if I have Pokemon that have status effect moves. Let's see. I don't really, is the problem. I guess I'm gonna send in Dora just because that's my highest level Pokemon and maybe it'll last me longer. Just wanna catch this guy, man. Wow. It's alright, it's not like we're trying to actually hit you with anything. Just a frickin' Pokeball. Come on. Come on. Oh my god! For how long am I gonna try to catch this little monster? It's called Pocket Monsters, not annoying little motherfuckers. Okay, water or bug type. The lower the level. Water. Dark places. I mean, we've taken a lot of turns in battle. I'm gonna use my one timer ball. Oh, thank God. I figured we must have taken so many turns that the timer ball couldn't fail. A Shroodle ink? The fuck? Each Grafai eye paints its own individual pattern, and it will paint that same pattern over and over again throughout its life. That's cool. Toxic monkey Pokemon. I'm gonna think about putting it in my party because it's very cool. And I really like it. Oh, it evolves from Shroodle? That's wild. So I guess that's why we've got a bunch of things painted in here, is because of the Grafai eye. Interesting. I'm realizing I may have gotten myself lost already immediately. Like I had just found the place I needed to be and then walked away from the objective just to look around, and now I'm like, oh fuck. Where am I? Tart apple. Oh, fuck. Oh, I see. That's the base. Back up, kid. You can't just casually waltz in here like you're one of us stars that run the joint. If you want in, ring the bell over by the entrance and storm the base like a decent person. Okay. Will do. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but okay. So I need to go back to the entrance. Who are you? Oh, it's the little koala guys. Alright. Oh, that's the first time I've had the game hitch at all. Since I started playing it on Switch 2. Do me a favor and go home already, will you? No, I want to see the boss of the Navi squad. Take me to Don Atticus. Like I said, kid, the boss told me not to let any outsiders pass these gates. That includes you. I don't care. I'm not leaving till you let me talk to Don Atticus. Give me a break, you little doofus. The people over there seem to be arguing about something. What do you want to do? We'll say hello. Huh? Oh, great. Here comes another rando to ruin my day. I didn't think grunt work for Team Star newbies could be this much of a chore. Hold on, Mr. Grunt. I think this girl might be Claude. Wait, Claude? That guy who picked a fight with Team Star? Yeah, that's me. Hi. Hi. I knew it! Oh boy, this ain't good. Everyone else on the base is still asleep since we were up all night playing video games. Wow, they're such delinquents. Leave her to me, Mr. Grunt. I'll buy some time for you to go wake up the others. What? This kid! You owe that man your life? What the fuck? So I'm beating up a kid? Alright, you villain. If you're after Don Atticus, be prepared to face my wrath. I forgot to heal my Pokemon. After that Grafai eye fight. Well. Whoops. Yusuf. He's a little guy with a big name. Oh, he sent out a Gulpin. And I'm sending out Pepto-Abysmal, baby. We're just gonna straight up Bug Bite. This Gulpin's level 30. Stockpile. Uh-oh, that's not that. Is nope, not good. Alright. We're gonna do this. Do the headbutt. Uh-huh. Swallow. Oh, ugh. I do not like this. I do not like the strategies that are happening. We're gonna headbutt again. Oh. Gross, man. That's nasty. I'm not even just poisoned, I'm badly poisoned. Whoa! Whoa! Pepto-Abysmal! Pepto-Abysmal just came in clutch. Damn. Okay. Okay, girl. Why is he just quietly raving over there? We're just gonna headbutt again. Kid, you better pay attention. Because Miss Pretty in Pink over here took out your Gulpin without a second thought. Oop. My bad. She straight up just expelled the poison. Oh, Shroodle. Let's send Angeli with her Gigaton Hammer. That might work. Yep, Angeli, let's go, Angeli. Oh, Shroodle is a cute little guy. I'm gonna absolutely destroy it. Sometimes you need to flatten a little guy. That's all I'm saying. Yep, I love that her hammer takes up most of the screen. You had 2 Pokemon, and you said you'd... Wow. You are not a warrior. That is correct. Okay. Clive, what are you doing here? Okay, I'm really not interested in this dialogue right now. You had backup this whole time! Is this boy one of the Academy students? He doesn't look like he's from Team Star. You're right, I'm not a member of Team Star. Don Atticus is my compadre. I have to see him no matter what. Well, clearly you have your reasons for being here. Claude, I'd like to ask this boy some questions. You go ahead and get started on the base. Might I borrow you for a chat, my man? Don't worry, I won't bite. That is so sketchy. Cassiopeia, please leave me alone. Within that base lies Team Star's Poison Crew, the Navi Squad. Their boss Atticus designs the outfits for the team. You could say he has clever hands. What the fuck does that mean, he has clever hands? The guy's also a bit of an eccentric. You can never tell what he's going to do next. So, since it's beyond us to predict how he'll respond to our declaration of war, just take out as many of the squad's Pokemon as you can until Atticus shows his face. Yeah, okay, it's just like the last one. Got it. Let's just make sure Kabina is back in play. Boop, 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 boop. Let's just hit her with the max revive. I don't care. Alrighty, let's go. I am. Oh, it's the first 3? I didn't really check to see who the first 3 of my party were, but it's fine. Alright, so we got maushold. Yeah. I honestly don't care. I'm gonna just run around beating Pokemon. Yeah, it's just like it was last time. Alright, maushold. Let's go. How are we doing? Oh, and also our lovely Pepto-Bismol is here. Good work. Here we go. We got a few Gulpins. Hey squad, can you back me over here? Yeah, thank you. There we go. Come on. There's some little, what the fuck is this called? I forget what they're called, but get them. Girl, go. Get them. Yep. You can get the Shroodles. Yep, there we go. Here's another Graphite Eye and the Shroodles. Good work, Kabina. Oh, good job. Alrighty. Kabina, let's find some more guys to get. Alright, Pepto-Bismol. It's your turn. She's struggling a little bit more with these guys. Like, this is not what she's here for. Alrighty. Here we go, Dora. It's like, is this a real ass cat moment? She's gonna be like, nah, I don't feel like fighting today. Alright, we just need one more. Leave it to our beautiful Kabina to finish things off. Oh, good work. Oh, 20 out of 30. Can I read? Natalie, who is an English teacher, reading challenge, impossible level. Alright, just do your best, Pepto-Bismol. No, Pepto-Bismol! Alright, it's okay. Dora and Kabina can carry. Freaking Cabona carry out here. Send him out. See? We got this. No Shroodles stand a chance. Alrighty. Who else we got? We got Gulpins. Ooh, scary. I don't know why I find this guy to be so scary. What is his name? Swalot. He's way below our level. We gotta get the boys. I mean, last time I was fighting a car. I guess I'm fighting a car again. That's a weird turn for this game. So who's sitting atop it? Oh, it's a goopy emo. Atticus. I do like that the hair is actually cloth. Pray forgive my sudden entry. 'Tis I, Atticus. You're that scoundrel Claude, I take it. You have some nerve bearing your fangs at Team Star. Come then, villainous wretch. I plunge into grim poison shall be your well-deserved fate. On guard! Alright, I'll fight the car if I have to. Oh shit, you got some ninja moves? Alright, Atticus. No, not the Skuntank. Aw, dude. Kabina, keep it together. Naught but punishment awaits thee, wretch. A plague on your house. On my maushold? Too bad for you, I have superfang. Oh, Kabina, I'm so sorry. You're poisoned. You're badly poisoned. Alright then. Oh boy. Well, then let's do Bullet Seed. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, that's not effective at all. I thought you were doing other stuff. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, I will tremble. I am a scoundrel and I am trembling. You are so correct. Uh-oh, Kabina. We are gonna send someone else out. We are gonna send out Queen Gaga. Come on, Queen Gaga. Oh, please. Please, 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 please. Queen Gaga. Not Venoshock. She handled the Venoshock much better. We'll Psybeam. Oh, god fucking damn it. It doesn't affect. No, not toxic. Oh, god. I might need to reform my team because I can't handle poison. I did barge into the poison type base, though. Well, uproar, I guess. Oh my god! Yikes. Alright. Have a good lurk. I hope you are incredibly efficient. I wish you the best of efficiency. Rev of Room? We'll hold on to Queen Gaga. Oh, it's like a giant Rev of Room. Alright, that makes much more sense. Oh, the lurk message, it's a pool of messages that I wrote, so it picks a random one from the pool that I've created. Okay, Rev of Room. I think Angelique can deal with this one. Oh shit. I always forget just how gigantic her... You know what? Let's Gigaton Hammer. Oh my god, really? Oh, she avoided the move. Oh, Angeli, you're the best. So let's try Brutal Swing. Okay, Brutal Swing was slightly better. Ooh, okay. We'll try Rock Smash? Or just to try everything? Oh, not Bulldoze. Okay. We need to... I'm gonna heal her. Because she's our MVP right now. Ah, fuck. Okay. But the defense did fall. We need... No. We're doing just Hyper Potion straight up. You are welcome to steal that as much as you want. It's fun to come up with different things to write as your little lurk messages. Okay. And speed. Don't slow me down. Now we'll try a Play Rough. No, don't do it again. Oh no! No! That's crazy! I'm not doing well. This battle is going poorly. Oh, God, okay. Dora, do your best. I might need to completely reformulate this team, huh? Okay, we'll do Flower Trick. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it'll be very effective, but it'll probably kill, and that's what we need right now. Okay. Send out Muck. We're gonna keep our current Pokemon. Oh, Muck. We're gonna do Night Slash? Damn, we really took out that Muck. We meant business. Oh, it's the big Rev of Room. You think to give me a taste of mine own poison? Fie, I will fight you till the bitter end. That's a really big Rev of Room. Oh no. Alright, we'll do Night Slash. Okay, Night Slash does a decent... No. Oh no. I'm only alive because I am over-leveled. This is bad. I might hit him with the frickin' U-turn at this point. Damn. I don't think you need to keep putting toxic debris down, but dang it, I thought maybe I could hold on because I had a good bond with Dora. We're gonna need to picnic after this because it's not looking good. So, Doctor. He's so underleveled for this. Okay, we're gonna send out Kabina. And we are going to hopefully superfang. No! I was hoping that superfang would go first so that I could take down half the HP. Pepto-Bismol? Girly, can you save us? It's your time to shine, baby. She's immediately poisoned because of the spikes. I get that. Okay. Countering. Alright, we might just need to counter. I think we can survive another hit, but I think that will get us almost there. Oh, yep. Oh, shit. Okay. And we need to full restore. We're gonna full restore our lovely, beautiful lady here. I'm surprised that none of the Team Star captains, leaders, have had a full restore on board for their giant cars. That's been surprising. We're gonna do counter again, because it's just using noxious torque. And there we go. We did it. We have survived. Not with with a great deal of difficulty. But this outfit fucking rules. Atticus's look? It's a 10 out of 10. Forgive me, my friends. About a year and a half ago. Forgive me. It took a goodly time to procure the required materials. Whoa, sick! These boots are insane! Ah yes, the move Flame Charge was my muse for those particular pieces. This outfit is everything I imagined it would be. Thank you so much. I merely wish to create a costume worthy of the great infernal Airy. If it aligns with your vision, then I am content. Seems your outfit upgrades are all wrapped up then. Thanks a ton, Atticus. With you two looking like absolute beasts, anyone who crosses us will be sweating bullets. Sweating bullets! You're so good at these sorts of crafty things, Atticus? Those people bullying you because you geek out over old-fashioned stuff are out of their minds. The way of the ninja is rough and fraught with thorns. I neither expect nor desire sympathy from the unrefined rabble. Okay. Oh, somebody's getting fired up. Watch out, world. Our Atticus has fighting words. Yeah, don't listen to the haters, Atticus. I think you're really cool. Alright, gang. Let's move on to the next step. It's time to put our backs into our battle training so we're all prepared for Operation Star. We gotta be stronger than everyone else on the team. That's what being a boss means. Indeed it does. Henceforth, I will devote myself heart and soul to honing my battle skills. For the sake of the team, I would give my very heart and soul, but I cannot defy the rules. Our code must be obeyed. And so, this badge is mine to keep no more. I entrust it to thy care. Okay. Alright. Take this contraption too. It contains a technique that allows one to cover their foes in gunk. I have a feeling we all know a technique that does that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate my jokes sometimes. Sometimes they're bad and evil. Not gunk shot. Not gunk shot. Claude is thy name, is it not? Ooh, I just accidentally spit on Dora's leg. Sorry, girl. Sorry. You have utterly bested me, but thy victory stirred no bitterness within me. Such was its brilliance. Girl, Don Atticus! My compadre. It seems this little fellow has been dying to speak with you face to face. Don Atticus, please hear what I have to say. I only need a moment. Whatever brought you all the way here? I came to help you. If you don't start going to class again, you'll be expelled from the academy, right? When the other kids at school and I were getting bullied real bad, you and the rest of Team Star saved us. Thanks to the operation you carried out, we were all able to go to school again. If you got expelled for being the good guys, that'd be the worst thing ever. Forgive me. Haven't you heard anything from the big boss? Nay, we've heard not a whisper since that fateful day. Without the big boss, Team Star cannot carry on. Did the lighting just radically change? Hello? And without the team, the bright and merry student life we seek lies beyond our reach. We've no choice but to defend our bases till the big boss returns to us. Why is this giving Metal Gear Solid? You evidently trust this big boss of yours a great deal. Who exactly are they? In truth, none of us has met them in the flesh. Okay, so Big Boss is Cassiopeia. Big Boss is absolutely Cassiopeia, who we've been talking to. And Cassiopeia is that Eevee child. Yes, correct? By their own word, they are a recluse. As with the rest of us, 'twould seem bullying was to blame. That's awful. Though their name and face be unknown to us, they are nonetheless our precious comrade. Our only choice is to maintain our vigils from the bases, awaiting the day of their return. So that's why you don't go to school. But still, don't ever think that Team Star is all you have, Don Atticus. You got a lifelong compadre in me, and don't you forget it. My compadre. I owe you a great debt. It seems we're one step closer to the truth behind Team Star's truancy, and the bullying at the academy. But more importantly, I can't believe I had no idea about these issues the students are struggling with. They have friendships they hold dear and reasons for acting as they do. I just couldn't see it. It's shameful how oblivious I've been. I believe Team Star to be the one and only treasure in my life. Methinks I may have been mistaken. The localization team, big L on the localization team, because if Atticus is supposed to be speaking in an old-timey way, the way they're speaking is very inconsistent. Alright, that's this chapter done. I feel like we've accomplished quite a bit today. We took down a gym leader, we took down a Team Starbase, we took down the Orthoworm, we got an Orthworm named Doctor. Who actually we might need to replace because we don't have, like, anything fiery or electric or poison. I could grab a Toxel or Toxtricity for, like, poison electric coverage. I'm not sure. Claude, it's me. I take it that Atticus's star badge is now in your possession? I see. Now that its boss has been taken down, the Navi squad's days are numbered. Atticus. Sorry, I got distracted for a second there again. Now, about your reward. I'll transfer some LP over to your phone as promised. Yeah, this is definitely Big Boss. You can now make more kinds of TMs using the TM machine. Use those new TMs to strengthen your Pokemon even further. I'll have my supply unit meet you shortly to deliver some bonus materials too. Oh my god, I can teach some moves to my Pokemon. I'm a dummy sometimes. Alright, to teach some coverage moves. Hello, it's me again, from the supply unit. Don't pretend you're not the person I've been speaking to. That's crazy. What the heck? Yeah, Miraidon knows it's you. Hey, stop that! Somebody help! What? What's he doing to you? Huh? Huh? Ugh, it drooled all over me. What even is that Pokemon anyway? I have no idea what it is. Huh? I'm amazed you're so calm with a giant question mark about Pokemon on your side. But before I forget, here's your reward. Lots of Pokemon materials. Cool. Your name's Claw, right? Since you're part of Operation Starfall's battle unit, can I ask you something? What do you think of Team Star? Strong. Interesting. You know, some of the rumors say Team Star wasn't always a bunch of delinquents. Most of them used to be victims of bullying, or they just found it hard to connect with people. Then these misfits and outsiders found each other and banded together to form Team Star. Sorry, I don't know why this is the voice I've given them. All I wanted to do was push back against the bullies they couldn't face alone. But, that's just info I got by hacking other students' social media accounts. I also found talk about some secret mastermind behind the 5 bosses. Someone who recruited them to the team in the first place. I don't normally talk this much. Now my throat kinda hurts. So, good luck with taking out the other bases and stuff. Goodbye, big boss. Goodbye. Wow. Cool. What's that in the bushes? Hold on. Hold on. There's something in the bushes. It's toxic spikes. We're gonna find anything else in the bushes over here? Well, yes, we are. But yeah, let's find a place to picnic. What is that? Oh, it's a koala. Let's find a place to picnic and end stream with another with another disastrous sandwich, shall we? I think we deserve one of those after all of that battling. Oh, it's impotence. Alright, can we picnic here? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, fellas. Where? Oh, because they're passed out. Wait, hold on. Yes, I'm done picnicking. Hold on. Most of my team is passed out. We need to do something about it. Yep. Let's revive everybody. We did not do well in that battle. If, oh, what's the name of La Primera? If La Primera had been watching, she would have been like, this kid is not good at this, at Pokemon battling. Good God. Alright. Wait. Maushold. Cabina. Everyone is so filthy from traveling and battling. We're just gonna do a little bit of bathing. And then we'll have a nice little sandwich. Yeah. And then I gotta get myself some lunch. Because I am hungry. And my throat is actually starting to hurt. Probably because I spent about 6 hours yesterday. Oh, not there? Okay. Not the hammer. That's really interesting that she doesn't want the hammer cleaned. I spent about like 6 hours yesterday talking to my friend, so I could see why my throat might not be happy. I should probably make myself some like tea and honey after this. We sound a bit rough these days. I also haven't posted a daily TikTok clip today yet, which it's just part of the grind, baby. Actually, the clip I posted of me catching the shiny Spidops has like 11,000 views. It is my most viewed video ever. And that's crazy. That's a crazy number for me. Hey, bud. How you doing? Oh, you're feeling tired. Yeah, you did a lot in that battle, and you got knocked out. That's not a good feeling. I can imagine you'd want to wash up, have some food, get some rest. Aw, buddy. Cute. Alright, Here we go. Here we go. Spidops. You're clipping into that rock. Yeah, you think that's funny? Good work. Indeed, we both gotta be doing tasks. I'm wondering if I'll ever have another successful video like that one. If anything will ever work. Oh my god, bathing this earthworm is so funny. Oh, buddy. Buddy. Oh, cute. He brought his arms out. Oh, he's cute. Did I get everyone? I didn't give Queen Gaga a bath. Alright, Queen Gaga. Here we go. I want to be famous and rich, Dragon. Why can't it happen so quick? Well, actually, I don't think I want to be famous. Fame scares me. But I do eventually want to make a little bit of money from this. That sure would be nice. Yes, you look lovely, Queen Gaga. Lovely. Alright, now we've got everyone, right? Yeah, let's make a sandwich. Alright. Nope, I want to make... There we go. We're gonna make a sandwich. Alright, let's make... It's just so much apple. Let's make... We are gonna make a great... Ultra egg sandwich is what we're gonna do. And we are gonna do the gold pick. We got some terrible looking sauce on there. Like you do. Looks like we got a layer of cheese on the bottom. So one. Everything. Why does it quake? Why is it quaking? Oh, it's terrible. And then we're gonna do our cucumbers. One. Okay. 2. 3. Then we want our eggs. 1. What? Why is this one sideways? What the fuck? 2. Ooh. No! No! Oh, that was an accident! Oh, man. This game's mean. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why I let go, okay? Sometimes I do dumb bullshit, like it happens. It happens to the best of us. Enjoy your quaking meal. Enjoy your diaphanous egg that disappeared into the tablecloth. I mean, I guess if the meal doesn't quake, are we really even having fun? Like, the party starts when the sandwich trembles. And then it never ends. Good luck. Oh, we have to look at the close-up. I wonder how they'll like this one. I can't tell. Oh, they liked it. But it's got one less egg. The Tasty Claude original? Because it was missing an egg? That's fucked up, man. Alright. I'ma throw the ball. Oh, no, I called them by mistake. I'm gonna throw the ball while I do a little outroing. Alrighty. That's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me for Pokemon Fun. We got a lot done today. Our Kabina evolved from a Tandemaus into a maushold, and Angeli evolved into the final form, Tinkaton, with the biggest hammer I ever done seen. We got Earthworm. Pepto-Abysmal is doing work. Oh, Earthworm's little arms. We defeated a gym, we defeated a team starbase. We are doing well in this game. I am still unfortunately getting lost and driving in circles, but that's to be expected. Um, do I have plans for this weekend? I do. I'm going to a queer writers group tomorrow. But otherwise, I don't have plans this weekend. So, I hope maybe you have whatever plans you want or whatever lack of plans you are interested in. That said, if you were looking for more of me, I post my full stream VODs on YouTube. And now that I'm an affiliate, they stick around for 14 days on Twitch instead of just 7. I also post clips on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. But that's all I got for you. I'll be back on Monday for more Stardew Valley, and then on Wednesday for more Fields of Mistria, and then next Friday for whatever it is that strikes my fancy. It could be anything. Truly anything. Even date everything. Thank you for joining me, and have a lovely day. And thank you for wishing me fun at the Queer Writers Group. I think it'll be nice. Alrighty. Bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye.